have a special guest this week, but we are joined by Gabriel and Jorge, and hopefully our Gen Z correspondent. If you are watching live or later on YouTube, please give us a like and a follow. And while you're watching it, please drop us some comments as well.
We do like
But
them comments for sure. Yes.
let's get to
What
our
is
first
going on,
segment.
guys? Yeah, what is our first
What are we
segment?
drinking?
Oh, snap. Is that what we always do? All
Yeah,
right. Let us know. What are you drinking? I'll go last, though.
this.
Mine's
Oh,
a
you're
little
gonna go last?
special.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go
I'm
last. Go ahead.
sticking with the Spanish wine again. This one is a Juan Gil.
Nice.
It is a Jumila.
A Jumila.
Yep. So I'll
Red wine.
probably be going through that bottle tonight. I finally
Red
feel
wine, though.
good enough to drink again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Recovering from COVID, so
COVID. Yes. You got
I might be
COVID last
coughing,
week.
sneezing, and sniffling. So I apologize in advance for that.
All right. All right. Gabe, what you drinking?
I went French today, and when I say French, not wine, but Grey Goose French vodka. Those
Oh,
weirdos.
snap.
And
Do it.
I am drinking this with a concoction I've made with my Soda Stream, and this is with zero Pepsi mixed with some of the bubbly flavoring drops like the strawberry one, and then also like a watermelon one. And the mix is good. It's good. I've mixed this, and I've made myself a vodka and soda. So it is tasty, and I feel as though I deserve to drink this as well. I'm happy to be drinking with you guys today.
Oh, nice, nice. And as for me, I actually built this out since a few days ago. A little backstory: I went to Japan back in, I would say, like maybe a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, actually, or 1 year ago. As a layover, I hanged out for 2 days, and I got a really good friend in Japan, and that friend of mine took me to her most favorite bar. She's everybody knows her name, sort of bar, that sort of thing. And in that bar, they had like such an expert cocktail makers over there, like premier guys, right? I think it's called the SG Club, and they had this drink. I don't remember how it. I remembered it was really good, but I didn't remember what it tasted like after the fact. After a while back, right? She got me the recipe though. When I asked what was that drink, what was special about it is that they actually had Kobe beef, and it wasn't Wagyu. I thought originally it was Wagyu, but it was actually Kobe beef as a topping. And I went ahead and made it. It is called Charlie Brown Loves Wagyu. That's what it's actually called right here. And I guess you guys see
Nice.
the beef. I do not have access to Kobe beef, unfortunately. That is something that us Americans do not have access to. But I fat washed the whiskey. It was Angel's Envy fat washed, which is basically the same as infused with peanut butter. And then I mixed it with maple syrup, and there it is. It's very sweet. I've already tried it already. And with the meat on top, kind of like soaking like a little bit of the juices going down on it, it is pretty savory. So cheers, guys. Cheers.
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 I just missed my mouth for some of it.
Mmm. Do you know what makes it good? I think it's because you're not actually eating the meat. You're drinking it, and you're smelling the meat while you're drinking it. And that smell going into your nose with the drink going into your mouth, that's the mixture you get. That's the savoriness of it. So,
Nice.
hats off to SG Club, all the way down in Japan, that made Charlie Brown likes Wagyu. I also cheated a little bit. This is not Wagyu. I did not have time. Where my local place that had Wagyu, it's all frozen, and if I had to thaw it out, it would take like 24 to 48 hours to thaw. So I just got like a kind of a steak, New York steak, New York strip, thinly sliced, cut it, cooked it literally a few minutes ago, and put it into the
Yeah.
drink. I got a video. I'll put up the video on how I made it in our Instagram once we're done.
Good,
here.
yeah.
But there it is. Highly recommend. I still got some infused whiskey with the peanut butter stuff. I will tell you though, like 20% of the whiskey does get soaked up into that peanut butter.
So
So,
then you just eat the peanut butter, right? Because then you got whiskey peanut butter.
well, I haven't eaten it yet. I'm a little afraid of eating it right now. But I did put it in a jar. So I'm kind of waiting for, I don't know, when I'll actually try, like, I guess peanut butter sandwiches with like infused whiskey. I mean, you guys tell me, how would I use that peanut butter?
Well, you can use
Oh,
it
good
on a
question.
nice, like I'd say a great sandwich. That'd be an elevated sandwich. And
Elevated
an ice,
sandwich?
yeah, you can put it in some protein ice cream.
Or like
Ice cream.
peanut butter and apple. Just take an apple and just dip it
That
in the
too.
peanut butter and
That too,
yeah.
Honey Crisp apple, and they are tasting so good right now. These Honey Crisp apples. I just had some this week, and they were delicious. The
All right,
ripeness.
Chad is drinking with us. They had Weller 107, and they say use a cupcake icing with peanut
Oh,
butter.
that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cupcake
burn
icing.
some sugar on top. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how boozy it is though, because I definitely put a lot of Angel's Envy. Oh, the whiskey itself was Angel's Envy, by the way, and then infused. Got it all the videos in our Instagram. If everybody check it out, I'll post it as our thing. Another week 2 of our official drink week. Last week was well, not last week. We didn't have an official drink last week. 2 weeks ago was Mai Tai, because our friend Nick helped us out there. Or Tom, sorry, not Tom. Yeah, not Nick, Tom. Tom helped us out with that, right? But I want to start doing this. And actually, Yadu's got the next drink next week. So and if you guys notice, he is missing right now. He says he's late because typical young kids are always fucking late, apparently. So here we are with that.
Positivity,
but anyway,
positivity,
guys,
man.
there ain't no positivity here. Anyway, so I am super fucking sore. I actually kind of want to talk about this first. So, and I think we should post this up too. I don't know if we should have like a fight night channel or something like that for topical drinks. But if anybody that is in our chat that personally knows us, Yadu has been boxing since he was a kid. And since I'm trying to lose weight and I also always wanted to learn a combat sport, I said, hey, Yadu, would you train me, right? And then sometimes this is our second sparring, actually. We had our first sparring, and he brings in Gabe. Gabe comes in, and I'm like, oh, shit, Gabe's joining the sparring thing, right? And I always, like, deathly afraid of Gabe because, like, Gabe is a big dude. I don't know if people can notice it in the stream right now. He's a big dude in terms of muscles. Yeah, look at that shit. There you go. He even tattooed his muscles. There it is. So he's a big dude.
That's funny. Tattooed.
He was a kid 4 years ago. You are right. Yadu was a kid 4 years ago. Isn't that crazy? So, so yeah, so we sparred, and yesterday we sparred in the rooftop. It was beautiful. I sent out a video. We all posted videos on that. Very great. I definitely feel like I am getting better, especially after the first sparring session. I still get very fucking tired. My highest heart rate was 185. And I know, Gabe, you were pretty tired. The only person that I felt like still could do more was Yadu, because, I mean, young guy, lean.
He's got some stamina.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how he was able to, like, continue. Well, you and me were gassed, and he's just like, oh, you guys want to go again? I'm like, fuck you, man.
Yeah. We're actually hitting up a boxing gym on Saturday. Like
oh, shit, really?
Yeah, we're gonna make it a Saturday routine type situation.
Really? Sparring
Yeah.
or just like practice?
Well, it's gonna be like you go. This guy is like kind of. I think he's semi-pro, or he might be pro. The guy who runs this gym, and
Oh, shit.
it's where our buddy Phil goes as well. So we're all gonna go as a unit on Saturday, and of course, they're probably gonna just have us doing bag work and training things out. It'd be shocking to me. I don't know the culture. You know, I doubt that he's just gonna have us do some sparring because, one, it's a liability.
Right.
But it would be interesting. He's like, all right, let's see where you guys are at. You know, you guys signed a waiver, fight it out. You know, let's see what's going on. But I doubt that's gonna be the case. It's
You
likely
guys
gonna
signed
be.
the waiver.
You know,
man.
it might be a situation where, you know, again, you just
Got my work laptop, and I just like work from home from bed for most of the time. because of how sore I am. I'm much better now. Like I had to get better because I had to go get the meat and everything like that. But I'm looking at myself right now in the camera actually, and it's probably the shirt too because this is like a size small shirt for 16th Street Cafe. But I am noticing that there is some progress. But I know my muscles are right now activated because of how like sore they are right now.
Yeah.
And I try to focus on that. What I will try to focus on now is the what do you call it? The medial court or the medial
Cortex.
yeah, whatever. The middle deltoid. Yeah, the middle shoulder thing
The
because that's the thing that
deltoid.
I think I'm gonna
Medial cortex is
deltoid. Yeah,
related to
that's
your
what I said.
brain.
Medial deltoid. Whatever.
Yeah.
The middle deltoid thing here because that's the one that gives you like the kind of V shape with the shoulders, right? A long time ago, I'm sure we've this is topical drinks lore that I met Gabe because he was my personal trainer, and he did a really good job basically shaping my chest. So right now I'm gonna try myself to shape my shoulders now. So that'll be my focus now. But either way, man, like boxing, combat sports, or really, I shouldn't say boxing or combat sports, just like do a sport. I recommend everybody doing a sport, not just lifting or, that. I feel like
Indeed.
something like that really does help out.
Because playing a sport helps keep you motivated too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You like I played baseball. Like I didn't play the last 2 summers because the summer before I got hurt, and then this last summer I was campaigning. So
You're really selling it, JP. You're really selling it.
But
About you got hurt.
I was segueing,
from-
and I've been trying to play basketball and run and stuff like that in the meantime. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's awesome.
it's because it kind of keeps you motivated to get better at that sport. So you're like, oh, I got to work out more and do that on the side. So
True.
it's a good motivating factor. And the competition is kind of helpful too. Camaraderie, competition, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
I played soccer last Friday. That was good, but it is like you just feel so sore like from that type because you don't notice your exertion and because you're focused on a goal, and there were some moments where I was like nervous because I'd never played really organized soccer that often. The only time I ever played soccer at first was with you, Jorge. I think we were doing some pickup games, and same place actually. Going back for the first time this year was at the same place we played before at the British International School in Chicago, South Loop area, just west of Printers Row. And there I was, out there on the field again. And, dude, I'm telling you, at the end of the game, my feet were hurting so bad. My calves were so tight. I still feel tightness in my calves from it. I tried to do a long run on Monday. I tried to do my long run and I just couldn't, so I had to just do 1 mile and then go to the bike to do cycling, and I did cycling for a few miles, but my legs were just so tight and I didn't want to hurt myself. I didn't want to you feel that tightness and you're like, okay, either you figure out how to stretch this out or you're going to just hurt yourself trying to push yourself past that limit, and you don't want to do that because as you just mentioned, you were hurt before. Injuries take a long time to recover from, and they can be catastrophic. They can just kill the momentum, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're bumming out, you're eating like crap again, you're drinking.
Dynamic like that, it says, hey, no, you can't go back to what you were doing. You got to take it down a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. I only use the Samsung Health app just because it connects to my watch. That's the only thing I really just use. So it definitely doesn't do any of that fancy bullshit like, oh, you should watch out what you do, that sort of thing. But at the same time, I'm opting out of any additional information. I'm just giving the information that I wanted to give to. So, and just, using my best guess really. To the point of soccer though, I played soccer for most of my life, and it's 90 minutes. And I should backtrack though. When you're playing pickup games, you don't even know how long you've been playing too, because some of these guys that play pickup are crazy motherfuckers, and they're playing probably more than 90 minutes of soccer, and the time flies, and they just want to go till more from afternoon to night sort of thing. I know those type of guys because I obviously played a lot with them. And then you joined in with that, the Just Play, or I guess they renamed the app something else, I remember, but still the same guys, I'm assuming. That's actually where I met a guy that used to work at Microsoft, actually,
Oh wow.
and talked to him a lot. He moved out to France, though. Good guy, too. Like, real cool guy. So, made some friends there. So, it is possible to do pickup games. But here, this is the biggest issue, though. Living in the burbs, though, which is the strangest thing. We have all the space in the world. We have so much space, and it's free. The fields are free. The fields in downtown Chicago, they're not free. But these fields are free. Yet, where's the people? Like, I can't find people around my age that just want to do pickup games anymore. I have to search in Mundelein, maybe, with more like a heavier Latino population. But like, I swear, like, it's like the opposite. Chicago has more people that wants to play, but lack of fields. And then you have the burbs that has so many fields, but lack of people that want to play. It's very annoying. Maybe I didn't do a good job searching, but and anybody here in the chat that is in like Northside burbs that might know pickup games, let me know. Put it in the chat, guys. Anybody that knows, please help me out.
Check the app. Check that same app. They might be. They
I
might
did
be.
check the map. It doesn't go as far up.
Good rec. You check good rec.
Yeah, I checked. When it used to be called Just Play. Too.
No, because I remember we were playing it on Hidalgo, and then it was in Just Play.
Yeah. Hidalgo at Just Play, and then Hidalgo.
Check good rec. Check good rec now, though. I'm telling you, it's like alive again. So I don't know.
I'll check it out again. I mean, the last time I checked was last year, and there was literally nobody in the burbs, I should say. Like a lot more in the city, of course.
What are like close big suburbs near you?
Libertyville is the biggest.
They probably got some like
said,
indoor things over there, something like that.
They do.
Yeah.
The thing is, like most of these things, like when you're searching it, is all like 18-year-olds. Like they're more high school. Like that's the second problem. The problem is that one, I got to find people around my age range. That's the other problem too, right? So not just finding people, like the people that are playing the fields and stuff like that, they're usually just like high school kids and stuff, right? But like nobody that's around like the 30 range, that's the biggest issue, right? But I do remember there was like a lot of like people that were like in their 30s to 40s playing all the way up in Rogers Park. But Rogers Park is still too far. That's why I'm hoping that Mundelein might have more people, just because Mundelein has a heavier Latino population. But there it is, though. I mean, like I said, Chad, if you guys know North Suburb soccer, let me know. Anyway. All right. What happened in the news, actually? Let's see. Well, you guys got anything else? We talked about boxing. We talked about my drink. Amazing drink from Japan.
Well,
Thank you,
wait.
Cuckoo.
We haven't really talked about boxing a whole lot. Like, I know that Cinco de Mayo passed by, and apparently Canelo had his worst fight ever, is what they're saying. But I think they are kind of excited about the prospects of his next potential fight. So I think he is already committed to fighting Terrence Crawford, and that is something that people are anticipating to be way, way more exciting, way more higher stakes, and
saying that it was moved to a new date, though.
Yeah, which is all right. They probably just realized, maybe they're like, wait a minute, because think about it, they probably set the date that day like spontaneously, because it was right at the end of the fight. Apparently, they made that claim. And then afterwards, you probably sit down and think about it like, wait a minute, what's going on that day? NBA games or MLB games or this game, like.
Not really, actually. Look, like it's hilarious. Like I thought when they said change the date, I was thinking like a month later or more than that. But no, they're just like, it was September 12th. Now it's September 13th. So it's like it was only changed to a day. It's not that bad.
but let's look up what's going on September 12th though. Maybe like they got like crazy show that day in Vegas. That's like, wait a minute, that's going to take away from our tickets. Like Will Smith is there slapping Chris Rock again. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know what's going on. You definitely don't want to compete.
It says right here, UNLV's college football team playing Idaho State in Allegiant Stadium. That's the reason. That's not crazy shit at all. Nobody gives a shit about that.
If it was Ohio State, you'd be give a shit, exactly.
Yeah, but Ohio State would never play in Vegas. Like, what team is there in Vegas for them to play? It'd have to be like a very special occasion. And I don't think there's any bowl. I mean, well, I would say like no major bowl game is happening in Vegas in Allegiant Stadium. Not that good of a stadium.
No.
Is actually, hold on. Is Allegiant is that the Raiders stadium?
I don't know.
It might be. Yeah, it is the
Um,
Raiders Stadium.
This is too bright. Allegiant
Yeah.
Stadium. Let's see.
Yeah, Legion. Yeah, it is the Raiders Stadium.
Yeah, that is a nice stadium. It's a dome. We don't all have domes, which is weird though. Like,
domes.
well, I guess it's a dome because it's too damn hot there, you know. But like,
And I'm wondering, what team, what big event happened there? Oh, am I stupid? The Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah,
Wasn't
exactly.
the Super Bowl in Vegas recently?
Yeah,
Yeah, there it is.
not
Yeah,
last
what am I
year, but
talking
the year
about?
before. The year before that, I think.
I checked myself real quick on that one. Thank you. All right, so yeah, maybe Ohio State could play there. It was big
Exactly.
enough for the Super Bowl.
I don't know why you went on such a quick attack on this field. People
Because
like
it's
to,
UNLV, because it was UNLV versus a nobody team. So like, yeah, who cared about that? But I guess that was bigger. Well, I would say probably is still bigger than boxing, not for the viewership, but mostly because of how much money is involved and how much logistics is involved for a football game versus a boxing match.
Yeah.
but
I mean, you
no,
would
but
agree
it's
with me
also
on that,
like,
right?
no, but it's like, no, I wouldn't agree with that because honestly, the season is already locked in more than. Wait, are they going to be fighting in this stadium or no?
That's what they're saying. They're fighting in that stadium.
Oh
That's why
damn,
it was-
that's fucking nice. Think about how much
That's
this
why-
is probably going to be the most yielding, most profitable fight.
I
a long time.
100% they're not gonna fill the whole stadium for a boxing
You,
match.
you don't think they're going to beat Floyd Mayweather's and Conor McGregor's fight
No,
revenue?
what I'm saying is they're not gonna fill that thing because like tickets to these type of things are fucking expensive. Like
Super
they're gonna
fucking
outprice-
expensive.
Yeah, they outprice the fans. So there is
Yeah.
no way that stadium is gonna get filled up, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well,
Not only that, like it's a boxing ring. It's super small. So imagine if like you were in the freaking
Mhm.
bleed, like the nosebleed seats in a football stadium to see a
The sa-
boxing match. You
the
won't be able
same-
to see shit.
the same thing with fucking basketball, though. You ever fucking sit in nosebleed seats at an NBA game? You don't see shit.
No. First off, I have for Bulls and Cavs both, and secondly, like those stadiums are not nearly as big as football stadiums.
No, they're not.
I mean, like
They're not.
they're not.
Wait,
So
wait.
it's
Let's
not
see.
bad.
United Center. Let's see how many people can sit in the United Center. Population.
But definitely not 65,000. That's for sure.
Damn. Yeah. This is
they're like 20,000
a third
-ish.
less. Yeah,
Let's see.
20,000.
Yeah, 23,000.
But
There you go.
But they are
Yeah.
large for an NBA stadium.
The United
Yeah.
Center, yes. Also has to like
Dude.
let's see the Cavs stadium.
Did you ever go
But-
see the circus there?
Shit the bed. Sorry, let me go to NBA news real quick. My Cavs fucking shit the bed and lost to the Pacers. What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jason
Rocket
Tatum
Arena is
torn
actually
his-
smaller than United.
Jason Tatum torn his Achilles, right? That sucks.
Jason
Yeah.
Tatum.
Yeah. His Achilles tendon.
I can't
Tendon.
believe the luck the Mavericks had with getting the #1 pick. Like if the Bulls had won the coin toss with the Mavericks, they would have had the #1 pick. But there was a
Oh.
coin toss because they had the same record, and the
Ah.
Mavericks won the coin toss and got a spot ahead of them, and it would have
I
been
think
the
that's
Bulls if
awesome.
they lost that coin toss.
Or
That's
was it
absolutely
because?
wild that was
but
all,
the
like, covered by a
conspiracy is
coin
that
toss.
Luca was traded, and that's why. That's the conspiracy is that they made a deal with the commissioner of NBA or some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the Luka Doncic trade just did it. I mean, okay, maybe that would be the reason because like it did not make sense to me whatsoever. I mean, someone made sense, and I think actually in our chat when we were talking about it when it first happened, in our chat someone mentioned that like it's just the fact that Luka is injury prone or something during that season for the Mavs. But I don't know. One other
Yeah.
news though is, do you think that like I mean I don't know if the Bucks are going to be able to keep Gianno. Think they'll be able to keep him?
Jono. Who are you trying to say?
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yes, Antetokounmpo.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he going free agent? Has not asked for a trade, but Milwaukee's ability to build a championship
know.
roster around him appears constrained.
Dude, I could have sworn like I saw someone like that looked at like one of his relatives the other day. I was like, this must be Antetokounmpo. Like I was on my scooter and I saw this guy. He was really tall. He looked like one of the Antetokounmpos for sure, and he was wearing a basketball like NBA like jumpsuit, and I'm like, where the fuck is this guy going? But maybe just a fan who also is playing, and he's also tall as hell. But he's really tall. He's 6'11". That's a really tall guy.
Yeah, man. He's
That
also the
is
best player for the Bucks.
huge.
Though right now,
Dude.
Charles Barkley, according when I look him up, it's like Charles Barkley saying they should trade him for Cooper Flag.
Oh, we're the same age, me and this guy. Shit. He's a little older than me, a few months. Oh, man, that's awesome. Good job, man. Good job, Giannis. This guy got a long ass name.
Oh yeah, speaking of someone that's around my age too, the new coach for the Bears. They just set up the schedule for the Bears. We play the Lions first. No, not the Lions. Sorry, the Vikings. We play the Vikings first.
Mm.
JP,
What's up?
where should we get tickets? Should we get tickets? I want to.
Should we?
So
Where should we get tickets? Should we get
I'm
tickets?
I'm in a group that travels to a game every year, and I didn't get to go last year because I bought a house.
Okay.
And I'm still house poor, so I don't think I'm going to go this year.
No.
It's like $1,000, but they want to go to the DC game.
Oh, the
in
Washington
DC.
game.
Yeah.
That's for the bye.
Yeah.
That's October. Okay. No, but what about a home game? And I'm talking about more home games, man. So
No,
we
I'll
got
be down for a home game for sure.
yeah. So would you want to do the Vikings, which is the very first thing? Oh wait. So Jorge said. Wait, sorry. Chat just said something. So Jorge said he fat watched something, and I thought there was going to be a live stream of him bathing. Oh, you got me there, Chai Stab Crew. What a fun dude. What a fun guy. Fucking. All right. Anyway, Vikings is the first game. We got the Cowboys third week. You think the Cowboys would be a better game?
Dude, you
Yeah,
know
the
what I'm
start-
reading right now? I'm reading like on Giannis's past. I know this is Wikipedia, but what the fuck? I'm like really mad at Greece right now. Apparently, Greece didn't offer him, even though he was born in Athens, he wasn't offered a Greek citizenship until May 9th, 2013, less than 2 months before his NBA draft. They didn't give him a citizenship until he was like, oh, he's going to the NBA. Man, fuck them for that, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Yep. They don't have that. That's the problem with like not having birthright citizenship, though, which is something that Trump wants to get rid of. By the way,
He can't.
this exact same thing. He can't. You know he's going to try.
He
Oh,
can't,
he's
though. It don't matter if he tries. He can't.
Oh, he's
What's
back.
on? I didn't even see him. Oh
Yeah,
shit! Where's
dude.
my?
Send the video link so I can add him to the show. It's super
All right.
glitchy, by the way. You can't hear anything, really?
Super
Oh, geez.
glitchy. Really? Shit.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. Hold on.
That's
Let me
not
check
good.
the. Let me
JP's
check
camera
the-
setup is looking better tonight.
Well, yeah, you're looking nice today, JP.
He's
Yeah,
using his
thank
work
you.
camera.
And
yeah.
you know what's funny? My kids wanted to play salon before going to bed, so they did my hair too. I'm
Oh,
like, oh, I guess I'm doing my hair like this today.
look,
Oh, you
I
do look
thought
nice.
the Bane was like, all right. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's
He's
my
rocking
kid's
Banes
choice.
today.
So.
Send me Yadu's link, dude.
I made them adjust it a little bit because initially I'm like, no, I can't go on camera like this.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. No, but I like this episode right now because it's freeing. Dude, did you guys see the Superman? So you haven't seen the new Superman trailer, have you? I just
No,
published
no.
I
my
haven't
my
seen the
reaction
Superman
video.
trailer. Chai
Phil-
Stacker, is it better? I just checked Twitch. It seems like it's fine on our end. It's probably
Yeah.
you, man, because of that bad mouthing me, man, calling me fat. Dick.
Jesus. Calm
I'm
down.
losing weight. I'm very sensitive about it.
What is happening? All right, let's see. Is this...
Well, I could buy the Wagyu, but it was gonna take 24 hours to thaw out, so it was my fault. So I just went ahead and bought like a New York strip, but it was already thinly sliced. So then I just like took one of the slices and cooked just that slice, and then I put the rest in the fridge. I'm gonna cook that stuff for lunch tomorrow maybe. But yeah, no, I didn't. I only cooked a slice, so that's why there's no leftovers or anything like that.
In other words, he cheaped out.
Yes, I did. I know I am ashamed of that. I actually did say that already in the beginning of the cast. You
I
know,
know, but you
I
need more
said,
shaming.
I
You need more
said that
shaming.
about the Wagyu thing. Also, the recipe actually did call for Kobe beef, which was Kobe beef that they gave me in Japan. It wasn't Wagyu, even though
One
it's
of
called Charlie
one of
Brown likes
Yadu's best
or
friends is
loves Wagyu.
Kobe. One of Yadu's best
Yeah.
friends' name is Kobe, and they
Oh
have
shit.
very similar political views.
No.
Oh, interesting. All right, let me go get my next drink. I'll be back.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Kobe.
I'm gonna talk politics on here. I don't want Cash Patel to get me disappeared. I gotta fly in 2 weeks.
What?
Where are you going?
Did you,
Rhode Island.
oh.
I didn't know you
No,
were going to
think
Rhode
they don't
Island.
check. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Maybe
see
try
how
to
the
roll.
house turned out.
When
and,
you're leaving in 2 weeks?
That's
But we
I haven't
used
been to
fly
Boston
into
yet.
Providence because that was like the closest airport, you know,
Okay.
to
I'm
get
just
to
gonna
Maine.
fly
But
Southwest. I think a flight to
yeah, we always
Providence
did
from
Southwest.
Midway is like $120 right now. So
They're cheap as shit. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna book that probably tomorrow. So I might have enough points to like cover that whole fucking trip, but my dad already shipped the new car there, so I'm excited to drive that.
Wait, you just got a new car?
Well, my dad, he bought a. Did you see my Instagram story on Saturday? I went out with my parents for Mother's Day. I made a quick trip to Columbus, and we went out to dinner, and we're cheersing to Mother's Day. And my dad goes, "Now's probably a good time to tell you guys I already bought a Mustang and shipped it to Rhode Island." But he said I ordered it. He dropped it like he ordered a new T-shirt or something. He was like, "I ordered a Mustang and sent it to Rhode Island, by the way." And my mom was like, "What year?" And he was like, "2022." And she was like, "Used?" And he was like, "Yeah." She was like, "How many miles?" And he was like, 60,000. She was like, "Why didn't you just buy a new one?" 60,000 miles on a 2 to 3 year old car is kind of absurd.
And this was not the Mother's Day gift, is what we're saying.
No,
right?
definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
But he
cool.
just took her to
Awesome.
France, so you know.
Okay. All right. I guess that's the recovery for that then. All right, cool. I am drinking now the more saison.
Oh, I didn't realize you
Uh,
tried to.
I love
give me that.
saisons.
Yeah. Next week, actually, my new shipment for my new quarterly thing from Lazy Dog or whatever it's called. Just actually, I was supposed to pick it up today though, so I'll have new beer, new local beer for next week. So, you know, wait
Nice.
for that. Yep. Good stuff too.
Good stuff.
All right, I'm checking the stream though. It seems fine for me. I don't know. Chai Stab Crew. It's yeah, Comicast.
What's going on with your shit, Shy Stab crew?
Yeah, Chai Stab. Oh man, he talked shit about the fat, and then Comcast was like, "Hey, we ain't doing that." And then they
Oh
just
shit!
like
I just fucked
rumbled
up
his
so hard.
ass.
I accidentally just opened Adobe Premiere. This is gonna shut down everything.
Oh shit!
It's gonna crash everything.
It's gonna
Oh
open,
no!
like, media encoder shit too.
My 64 grams of RAM. Please
working?
come in. Come in and save me. And my GPU is like on fire right now. I bet Adobe Premiere
All
is
right, so
insane.
next week's I just mentioned since Yadu wasn't here, but next week's is going to be Yadu's drink of the week. So
Yadu's
we'll
not
get
here
that
next week.
going.
Oh yes, he is. 2 weeks from now, you're not here.
there you are. Yeah. Am I not here? Yeah, we got to figure that out. Actually, we'll talk later.
It's all right.
The fourth. Wait, so you're
We're all
Yadu,
missing
you're gonna
the
be
28th.
oh you're gonna be missing the 28th.
I'm not missing
for
anything.
Redwood.
The show must go on. I've been watching
Gabe will do a
editing
solo
videos.
stream.
I'm doing
Gabe
solo.
will just
I've been.
talk to himself.
I talk to myself all the time.
What?
Yeah, that's what I do.
I think I could probably do a whole show talking to myself.
Yeah. What's up, other Gabriel?
I mean,
Hey, what's up, dude?
I'm here till the 4th. I mean, the 4th of June, and then yeah, I'll be missing 2 weeks. 4th and 11th is when I'll be missing. I need you guys. I need you guys to take the wheel on that, since I'm the one that holds on to the Twitch account and everything like that. But regardless, though, got him. It's got him better. Tiger Beer is my guess. Tiger Beer? What? What is our chat going on about? Who's drinking Tiger Beer? Oh, is that you, JP?
Tiger beer. No, I am not drinking Tiger beer. What is this?
Chai Stabker is saying Tiger Beer and called someone a fucking hipster. Is it okay? All right. I think Chai Stabker is going a little. He's schizophrenic there. Would anyone listen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he's
Is
talking
he
about
like-
doing a solo show. I'd interact with chat.
Oh, a solo show. Well, yeah, but if you don't have chat, that's the problem. You need chat.
Yeah, I'd have chat open.
Where's all the crew? Where's all the people that like the drink, man? Are they all gonna come in at 10 o'clock as usual? Because it seems like we all.
I posted in a local progressive group to trying to get them to watch, so we'll see.
No, I just read your text, y'all do. Wild.
Uh-oh.
Wild. Let's actually y'all do complicated questions. Let's.
Uh-oh. What happened? What is this text?
Nothing happened other than Yadu's like grill me with the most complicated questions. He's ready. He's at the sharpest of his mind ever. Him and Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking. He'd be like,
though.
yeah. What are you playing, dude?
Yeah, what you playing? There's the first question.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like a really stupid custom car.
Oh, you and
I'm
your
like-
GT, man.
GT.
Yeah.
Grand Turismo.
GT.
I'm doing like a what car is this? It's like one of those little European ones, but I'm like engine swapping it and shit.
Oh,
Giving it
wow.
a sick ass paint job.
Dude, Chai Stabker is really hating on the fact that one of us is gonna have to talk to ourselves. Look at this shit. Goddamn, good luck. Don't talk to yourself. No, actually, better yet, you can bring a
Drop
guest.
trims and then
You guys have a guest that you guys could bring while
guest.
we're gone. Hey, look, are you guys even talking to yourselves? What the hell? Look at this. This is not happening. God damn.
What's up?
Yeah.
My bad, dude. I'm like, I'm
No, you know
gonna.
what? Hold on. I'm not even done with my conversation with JP here for a second. And anybody in chat that lives in Chicago, where do you guys want to do for a home game? We want to go with the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Saints, the
Vikings,
Lions.
Cowboys. Let's go to a win. So let's go to the Saints game or the Cowboys game.
Okay, a win. Yeah.
Saints game, yeah. Let's go to the Saints game. New
I don't
Orleans
think
is
we'll beat
awesome.
Vikings.
I'm gonna show what this car looks like at the end of stream or when I'm done with this, and it's
Oh, he's so proud of his car.
Wait, isn't the NFL doing like European games and shit now again?
Yeah, I don't know if the Bears are part of that. Yeah, dude, we got a question from Chad here. If quantum computing is real, are the equations we're solving across the universe impacting outcomes here?
yes.
Okay, cool.
The Bears
Was
is
that the
not
answer?
part of it. What? They said you're
As in,
trash. Stay
we're
home and.
responsible for the timeline we're in.
Wait,
That was a
what?
yes or no. Oh, never mind. We switched to the Saints now. Chat's in the Saints now. Cowboys would be the most expensive. That is true. Would the Cowboys actually? Would they upcharge for the Cowboys game?
Dude, they got
Yes or
some
no?
spots on here.
They would, right?
Would they upcharge for a Cowboys game?
Yeah, I
don't
think they
know.
would.
I'm not. I'm not.
What? Why did it go there? Oh, fuck. Okay. No, stop. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
What did you do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so here we got preseason. If we want to go preseason, which is who cares? But you got the Dolphins, the Bills, and Kansas City. But regular season, we start off Minnesota, and then Cowboys.
Monday night, Minnesota game to start the season off.
Monday night. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that might be good to go to on a Monday. First game.
Yeah.
See how Caleb Williams does with a new coach. Or do you guys think we're gonna lose, and that's why it's not gonna be a good game?
I don't know, dude. I really haven't been following that shit like that. But you know what? I'm down to go to a game. I'm down to go experience the shit. I like the international calendar. We should go to one of these London games. We should go to like Vikings or some shit. Vikings versus, is that the Cleveland Browns?
Where are we up against the Browns?
I think the Vikings are playing the Browns October 5th. Hold on. Or am I tripping right now? What is the Browns logo? No, that is the Browns. Why is Cleveland playing internationally but Chicago Bears isn't? What is happening right now?
That is weird.
Explain this to me, Jorge.
Wait, what?
Who's
I missed it.
Pickle?
What was the question?
Who's
We're
Pickle?
playing the Browns, yeah, at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Right before the
No,
Packers.
no. I'm saying the Vikings are playing the Browns in London, in Tottenham
Mhm.
Hotspur Stadium. What? Why are they getting to do the international trip? What about Chicago Bears?
Oh. Well, okay. So first off, I don't know if maybe the Browns are just so bad that they need like an international help here, because actually that's what happened to Jacksonville. Jacksonville actually played 2 games in London, and like now it's like Jacksonville like was like the London
They're
team
banned.
now, essentially. Yeah, that's really what it is.
Well, I think they're trying to move them there. I think that's what's going on because their attendance in Jacksonville is pretty bad. And so
Right.
I think they're trying to see if it'll work in London but that's gonna be so bad for the schedule because the jet lag from playing in London, it's like it screws you up the entire week, and it puts
Yeah.
the team that travels to London in like a severe bind the next week.
Yeah, that's true. All right, look, it sounds like chat doesn't want to talk about NFL anymore, man. All right. Do you know what's one thing we didn't? Hold on. Do you know what's one thing we did not talk about last week because we had our guests? We never talked about the new Pope being from.
I
Chicago.
knew you were gonna bring up the Pope.
Yes,
I
we-
knew you. I knew that was coming up next.
Last week, it was all about our guest, who awesome guy, by the way. Don't want to
Great
say
guest.
anything, but
Great
notice,
guest.
We
Thank
only
you,
went
Chris.
to politics after the stream, which a lot of things were said that I'm glad is not going to be out in the public, right? But
Well, you're
regardless,
making
we did
hints.
not talk about the Pope. And my God, the internet was on fucking fire, especially now that this is a good segue from the Bears, right? The NFC memes war Reddit subreddit, which is one of my favorite subreddits. It's just like a bunch of like Bears, Vikings, Packers, Lions fans being the dumbest of motherfuckers and just memeing it out, right? But holy fucking shit, man. Like the memes that came out of that shit was amazing, man. But anyway, everybody,
the Malort one was
every fucking person in Chicago right now, and every business is like, it's like, I think I saw the Pope in here. I think the Pope ate our hot dogs here. I think the Pope was in Sox Stadium here. Here's a picture evidence of him doing
everyone in Chicago knows the Pope now. You are aware of this.
Yes.
Well, the Pope is always one of the most famous guys in the world. Come on. The Pope is always
It's a
the
pretty
most
cool
famous.
thing. It's like,
But now everyone knows Chicago, and they know. Well, maybe they don't understand some of those memes, but maybe they'll start thinking like, "What is this Italian beef thing?"
I don't understand like memes like the fucking Malort.
Yeah,
one,
the
which was my
Malort.
favorite.
That's
the Pope Malort one was fucking fire, man. Whoever made that.
that was my favorite
dude.
one. Yeah.
Now I'm
Probably AI
wondering.
though, but-
Hold on, guys. I'm making.
For the record, the American Pope that I thought was the front runner was not Prevost. It was someone else, and I misunderstood. No, sorry, I misunderstood. I got the wrong guy. There was another American bishop that was in the front runner, which I don't think was Prevost, because Prevost apparently kind of came out of nowhere. If you start reading like some of these things, I don't even know if maybe Prevost was in one of the finalists and stuff like that. But there was another American Pope that I knew. It was on me that I got it wrong. That's why I thought that was the wrong guy, because I thought the American bishop was the worst, but it wasn't Prevost. It was someone else, and I don't even fucking remember his name though. So that was my thing. But when the chat came around, all I posted was fucking Pope memes after that Chai Stab group. Just saying, all right? That's what I'm saying. The NYC guy.
So,
Was it the NYC guy? Was that the last? Was that the bishop? It was another American bishop that I think a lot of people were talking about. That's like ultra conservative. Prevost, on the other hand, he's not. And actually, the reason why I did not think about him was the fact because Prevost is actually working in Peru, which is also another segue I wanted to say at. Because I'm from Peru, every single Peruvian family member that I know and Peruvian friend that I know, they're not latching on the fact that he's from Chicago. They're latching on the fact that he worked in Peru and was in Peru. So there's a lot of memes out there from Peru that is with him drinking Inca Cola and eating ceviche and all that stuff. And like my mom and my aunt, when they're like doing their memes for the Pope and stuff like that, like it's like the most like oh my God, he's eating like Inca Cola. Like they're Catholics too. So like it's all super wholesome. And then I just like bomb them with the fucking Malort things and stuff like that. The fucking hilarious shit. The heathen stuff, the blasphemy stuff, right? But they want to primarily say, no, he's got Peruvian citizenship. He's not from Chicago. And it's like, no. That's not how it is. So just letting you guys know,
Damn.
Peruvians latch on to the fact that he worked in Peru and is a Peruvian citizen, not so much that he's in Chicago. So there's something
Nice.
there. But regardless, though, I think
Shout out to Chicagoans and
Chicagoans and
Peruvians.
Peruvians are now super. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some people are proud, but most of the time they're just, how to say, memeing it out. Really. That's how
Memeing
it
it
is.
out. That's a funny way to
Memeing it
describe
out.
like
Yeah.
like
because
the way we
when I
express
saw-
ourselves online.
When I saw my aunt basically posting like these memes of him. Now, granted, like I said, the Peruvian memes were
So-
like so much more wholesome than the jokey like Chicago memes with him holding a fucking Malort bottle, that sort of thing, right? But it's still the same thing. When I'm seeing my aunt doing that, I think that's freaking insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
ceviche is Peruvian. Ceviche is Peruvian. Chai Stab Crew, get fucked. Actually, let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Peru. It is. It is.
There were people who were mad that
Yeah.
he didn't do the
It
address.
it actually. It's actually. It
Ceviche.
seems like it was before even it was colonized. It was.
But I like how you say when you look at ceviche, it says place of origin disputed. Is what it says.
When I did ceviche origin, I just did ceviche origin and Peru came up. And it says the history and origin of ceviche date back to pre-Columbian cultures of the Peruvian coast, particularly the mochica, which preserved fish with chica, a fermented corn beverage, and salt. With the arrival of Spaniards, so later on, lime was incorporated into the ceviche recipe, leading to the modern version we know today. So yes,
Yep.
the indigenous folks of Peru invented ceviche. And a good thing about this is that you guys use non-shellfish, non-crustaceans in your ceviche, which I didn't know that.
I told you, man.
So
Yeah,
I have been unable
when
to
we were talking
consume
about it. Yes,
ceviche.
I'm so happy for you too. Actually, maybe, you know what? We should let's make
record
a trip
that.
to Candela.
I want-
Let's make a trip to Candela, for
Yeah.
real.
Yes.
When we were
yes,
talking to those two Peruvian girls in the rooftop and stuff like that, like
Yes.
yesterday,
yes.
like they first off they did go to Candela. They said it. They like now, granted, they like Tanta. And I get it. I'm not saying Tanta's bad. I'm just saying Tanta is like overpriced for what you're getting, to be honest. Definitely better than Cabra though. Cabra is bullshit. I'm just telling you right now. Spicy hot take, Cabra shit. The girl in the goat recipe or cook chef person, she should stop making new restaurants just
Yeah.
because she visited the country. She needs to stop doing that.
Wait. I see some crazy in the comments. It's like the Italians claiming tomatoes. That's wild because tomatoes originate in South America. They were brought
Yep.
to Europe after the fact. So let's.
That's what he's saying right now. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Like, have you seen Italian soil?
We to South Americans too. Mexicans use tilapia as a basic ceviche.
I was actually talking to my dad about this the other day. How like Italians be so snobby about like I'm talking about like European Italians. How snobby they are about like their pasta and their coffee and like,
Which
they
came from
hate any
China.
Type of like exactly. They hate any like offshoots
But
or any type
but
of like.
the food's good. They've done some good things
It's
with
good,
their
it's
cuisine.
good, but they're so condescending, especially when it comes to like Americanized versions.
Yeah.
They're like they hate when anybody like adapts what they've done, but everything. they've
Nah,
done has
I don't
been
know that they
adapted.
can. Yeah, they.
Nah, they
do.
do. My uncle,
Yeah,
he's
I got a
like
friend there,
Italian.
honeymoon right
He's Italian. He hates that shit. Like anytime I'm making like I'll make like a drink with espresso, but it won't be like a traditional one. He's like, oh, it's a bastardization, whatever the fuck.
Damn.
And that's like you see that a lot, but it's interesting because a lot of their stuff is like new versions of something else that existed before, like noodles to pasta or like
Yeah.
coffee was Arabic first.
Yeah, no, well, you got to understand Italy, Roman Empire, and stuff like that. I mean, they spread out, but they also took a lot of like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
cultures
exactly.
kinda
But they
came
get
in,
The original
so
colonizers.
upset when people like
Right,
they
the
get so
original
upset when
colonizers, yeah.
people make like their own version of the shit that.
The original
It doesn't look
colonizers.
what you're saying right now. Wait, are you
Well, there might
Italian,
have been more
Chai?
before them, but they're the colonizers that evolved into U.S. colonization and Europe colonization later.
Wait, were they the original colonizers though? Wouldn't you be saying like we could say like the Mongolians were too? The Mongolians.
Well, so I'm talking about like modern day, like they kind of
Globally
set
though,
the
were the
You can't-
Mongolians
of,
globally
like,
colonized?
Alexander the
they
Great.
say
I don't
the
know.
Roman
I don't
Empire
know.
moved.
Alexander the Great had quite the empire. I don't know, guys.
Genghis Khan had the largest landmass in history.
Did he? More
I
than
think he did.
Alexander? More than Alex?
It's more than Alexander for sure.
Wait. Let's see. Versus Genghis?
It's either Genghis or Kublai.
Let's see. Who had controlled over larger? Let's
Largest
see.
Empire in
I'm excited.
history.
Oh,
Here we go.
Genghis Khan! What the whole? How tall was Genghis Khan? How tall was this
You
little
gotta
dude?
He was pretty short.
Hold
He was
on.
short. Apparently, I don't know if this is true. Hold on, this might be an Atlanta fact. That's
We
not
should
a
ask
real
Bill and
fact.
Ted.
No, okay,
How
hold
tall
on.
is
We have to stand
Oh.
corrected on this one. Unfortunately, the largest empire was the Brits. The
Yeah.
British Empire is
Apparently-
actually technically the largest empire in
Genghis
They
history.
took a lot of
Khan had
Africa.
Genghis Khan had this
Mhm.
wheel
In Canada, right?
that
Or-
if you were if a man was taller than this wheel, he would kill him. He would have him killed.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There you go, chat. This is what you're seeing here. This is the British Empire's in red, and Genghis Khan's empire is in blue.
They
So
were
the
the final
Brits
bosses.
win.
Wait, why is America not on here? they don't even consider America. United States.
Because I think it's because of the landmass in general. I mean, U.S. has bases, yes, but they don't actually like own. Like they have a base in Japan, but they don't own Japan. Does that make sense?
No.
No,
Oh wait.
things are a little
Oh wait. This is present time that they're saying. Because I'm
No, like
in
in
like
history.
in total in history,
In history.
but
Yeah, in history.
Britain's colonized the colonies.
Well, they don't own this anymore. Like they don't own Australia anymore.
Well, I
They don't
know,
own
but
Canada anymore.
I know, but
Canada-
I'm saying like, why is America not
situation.
red at all though? Like, why is United States not red at all? Because British did colonize United States.
Good question.
That's a weird one.
Maybe this is the height of the moat, and that was when the Revolutionary War already happened.
I don't know. My mind can't wrap around it. But you know what? What do you guys feel about?
Hold on, chat. Are you guys from Italy? Chai Stacker, you're from you're Italy. We were talking a lot of shit about Italy. By the way, he likes the shrimp and scallop ceviche, which I'm not a big fan of. But now that I still have my screen on, just want to say Peruvian ceviche actually it was Corvina. But I know we were talking.
At the Silk Road, Asian Silk Road. That's why that
I just
website was
put
named.
a nitrous system on a Fiat 500F.
I don't know what
Cool.
the fuck
Cool
that
story,
means.
bro.
That's like a
I don't.
little
We don't know
Cool story.
cars.
No, I'm English and German and Scandinavian. He is the whitest.
Oh,
He
so
is
you're
the whitest of
American.
white.
German
That's
and
great.
Scandinavian. God
Yeah.
damn.
Well, okay, you guys have to also recognize,
You
like,
could probably
freaking
claim refugee status.
look here, back in the days, even
Wait,
Benjamin
what?
Franklin thought Germans were
No, 'cause
were not
you get
white.
it 'cause
Remember
they're
that?
giving refugee status to like the whitest of the whatever.
That doesn't make sense. He's American, this guy. His name is Shy Stab Crew.
That sounds American to me.
He's a criminal in Chicago stabbing people. But hold
Yeah,
on.
Talking about with the South African whatever.
I know.
Oh,
I
he's
get what
talking
you're
Trump
saying.
News.
I
This
know.
is new Trump news now. Like Trump basically gave. Did he give citizenship or just refugee
No.
status?
And they
It's
wanted to
refugee
extend
status.
Citizenship. I don't
Bunch
know.
of white like farmers because of the quote unquote white genocide. No, do you know
By
what?
the
Who
way, it's like 50
Hold on.
people who have been killed in South Africa under the conditions they're claiming. Meanwhile, we're like halting immigration
Yeah.
process for people. Oh, also I saw they want to start.
People
They
killed
the
in
court
black, by the
blocked
way.
it, but the administration wanted to start deporting Asian undocumented immigrants to Liberia.
Liberia.
Liberia is actually a free African nation. Our place was made just
But
for people to become.
Asians-
You don't want to go
Asians?
there.
Yeah, nobody wants to go there. That's like,
But they-
isn't Liberia the
It's
poorest
free, but it's
country
like
in the
under
world?
warlord control.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a Vice Vice like documentary about Liberia, and it's not fucking good.
Dude, if you
No.
look up
Not
the Liberian warlord who's like in power, it's a dude named General Butt Naked. That's awesome.
General Butt
Was it the
Naked, yeah,
Liberians
man.
that went after
Crazy.
the Doc in Back to the Future? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't fucking know. This guy's 53.
This is way before Gen Z. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, Libyans. It was Libyans, not Liberians.
Yeah, they were
Sorry.
Libyan. They were not Liberian. I was gonna say.
Just is still getting bored. He wants to talk about the Silk Road and Marco
Stop seeing
Polo.
Back to the Future.
No, because the Silk Road is definitely like I think like 2,000 years ago, something like that, where the first global commerce was occurring. But he's right. Marco Polo did take place in that shit too, I think. And
Yeah.
they made
but
like action movies about it. I never saw
Yeah,
them.
they
though.
had. Didn't they have Genghis Khan and Marco Polo?
Yeah, it was called oh god, what was that movie?
No.
Not movies. It was it wasn't a
It was a
Netflix
Netflix
show or
series
something
called
like that?
my
Marco Polo.
my favorite adaptation of a con is Ghost of Tsushima, which is the greatest game of all time, by the way, guys. It
I have
is
not
the
played it
great-
yet, but
What?
I
What?
haven't- by the way,
Oh, dude.
Expedition 33, guys. Expedition 33.
Fuck that
do not sleep
game.
on that
Fuck
game.
that
Do
game.
not sleep on that game. No,
The
that
fact
game
that
is
you ha-
amazing.
The fact that you haven't
Dude,
played
Benedict
Ghost of
Wong
Tsushima
played Kublai
just really
Khan
confuses
in,
me.
And Marco Polo. And Marco Polo, Benedict Wong played.
Genghis Khan.
Kublai
Benedict
Khan.
Wong.
He's the guy who
The
played,
guy.
he was in
He's the guy who plays
Doctor
Wong.
Strange. Wong.
He same name, Wong.
Yeah. But he also
his-
he was in what else was he
Strange.
in?
Okay.
Benedict Wong. He was in
He's not known for anything else. Marvel.
No, he is. He was in dude, fuck.
Yep. Look at you making my point.
Today,
All right,
and
next
I was
drinks,
like,
guys.
damn, I
Wait,
didn't even realize that.
what was the second drink
he
you got,
He was
Jorge?
in Three Body Problem, but he was also in
What the hell is
he was in
Three Body Problem?
Prometheus. That's what I saw him in. the
Oh,
other day.
Prometheus. Okay.
Prometheus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in
True, true, true.
Annihilation. He's gonna be in Weapons.
Dude, I
Yeah.
swear,
Looks
I
fucking
think our viewership always spikes more on like 10 o'clock.
Oh, relax, relax.
What is
Don't
up with
worry.
noticed that.
Don't worry about them. They'll come. They'll come. Hey, so anyway,
We
what
should
was your
save the
second
best
drink?
Topics for 10. Seriously.
No,
My second
we sh-
drink?
We shouldn't save shit for them. They come. They come. Now, hold on. What was your second drink?
My second drink.
Yeah.
It was Moore's Saison.
Oh.
The first drink.
I know. What's up with that shit, dude? Yeah, dude. You're breaking traditions. You're breaking the
I'll
culture.
go get a drink.
Go get a
You got
drink.
too
Go
drunk
get a
last,
drink.
last cast. That's why.
Oh,
All right.
No,
My
actually,
second
we're-
drink.
You know what we're missing? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
My second drink is gonna be like this sake. I think it's a dry sake. I don't know how it's gonna be. It just comes miniature sized. I got this for like $4.99 at Whole Foods, so I was like, why the fuck not? And let's see what it is. All right, I'm opening it up. Oh, it's
Bourbon
flat.
night. Bourbon night. What's your second drink? Bourbon night. I know you.
Oh
got a big
my
drink in a-
god, that smells insane. That's not pleasant. Oh my god. That's
All right.
not pleasant. Okay, now let me
Oh,
taste
you
it.
got drink it. You already opened it.
I'm not. I'm really big on smells, dude, and that's not a good smell.
Oh.
I gotta
Oh,
hype
yeah,
myself up.
Are you gonna chug it? Oh, he's chugging it. No, okay. I was gonna say.
It's not awful.
Man, you need more. I think you need Malort in your life, man. If for you to be like this, like that, like if you got used to Malort, you could drink anything. I'll just
Nah,
tell you
I
that
can.
right now.
I can drink some Malort over this shit, and those are different
Really?
palate touches. Those are different
Do you,
palate
still,
touches.
do you still have more? I'm kind of interested.
More sake,
More of that, yeah. In your fridge?
like for when you
No,
come
I'm
here.
saying, like, next time I visit you, I kind of want to try it just to see how bad it is.
I'll just go get it from Whole Foods. It's $5, and I'll bring it to you
It's in Whole
tomorrow if you
Foods?
want.
Is it
Yeah.
Whole Foods?
It's
I'm
at Whole
trying to
Foods.
make out what Yadu's microphone shape is. It kind of looks like a.
It's a snowball.
container
Snow-
for Star
He's got the
Wars.
snowball.
Snowball.
I actually have that same. I have that same microphone.
I can't drink that anymore.
Alright, we've got a pina colada real quick. Not for just
Oh.
fucking.
You just made a pina colada real quick? Damn, dude. What the fuck?
This was also
Hey.
my first mic a long time ago. Snowball Blue.
Snowball
It's
blue.
the same model.
Gabe was
I
saying
just have-
last night we should upgrade my mic.
Yeah, it's trash. And I'm the one who gave it to you.
It's yours. You gave it.
I gave it to you as a gift, but it's
Trash.
trash. It's
He
trash.
gave you a hand-me-down. Yeah. Or maybe I should give my snowball to JP. It will be better than like I know this will be better than like a headset. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You guys
But
see
is it
Tory
gonna be
Lanez
as-
got stabbed?
Yeah. He
That's
got
sad.
Someone
stabbed
said.
in jail.
Someone said.
Yeah.
Someone said one of them inmates saw Meg's big ass butt on an iPhone 5 and stabbed it.
Nah, that's crazy.
What?
That's crazy. I don't know. I saw some crazy comments of people making jokes about it, but I'm not a fan.
because
Like-
because if I recall correctly, wasn't the Manosphere trying to defend Tory Lanez from
What do you
Megan Thee
mean,
Stallion?
manosphere? What do you mean?
Well, because they were trying to say that like Megan Thee Stallion and whoever else was involved or whatever other woman were collaborating just to bring him down. And Hassan,
Yeah, and then there was like, wasn't there
Hassan-
a voice message of him saying I shot her?
yeah,
I don't
he shot her.
know,
that-
but
no,
it was pretty
who was
obvious
it?
to me
Megan
that
Thee
he probably
Stallion,
did
who was
it.
the other?
Yeah.
Who was the other girl? Megan Thee Stallion and because Megan Thee Stallion was the one that got shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the foot. Yep.
Who was the other one?
The other girl who was just there. I don't remember. Let's see.
Okay,
Who
so
was-
the reason I remember is because Hassan Piker, famous leftist guy that was detained by immigration in Chicago O'Hare a few days ago. By the way, this was big news too.
Corey
Um,
Harris is her
he-
name.
Okay, so he had a whole debate with the one of the Manosphere dumbasses. I forget their names and stuff like that. The entire time, and they were basically saying that Megan Thee Stallion and the other, who was the other girl's name? Sorry again. What was it? I don't know.
Corey Harris. She's
Corey
a
Harris.
her former
Harris-
former
Megan Thee
friend
Stallion.
and assistant. I guess they fell
Because
off
they're
for some reason.
women, they were basically just decided to gang up on Tory Lanez.
Oh.
And the entire time Hassan was like, no, because Megan Thee Stallion's like, I got shot, he shot me. And the other one's like, yeah, that happened.
But-
like,
but
there was
look
no
at that-
ganging up, like, that fucking
the-
happened.
The law prevailed, though. The
They're
law
just
prevailed.
like doing this mental gymnastics to blame the woman for Tory Lanez shooting him. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy how fucking stupid that was. But regardless, though, which by the way, yeah, again, Gabe, when you're talking about like how fascistic our fucking government is becoming, right?
Uh-oh.
Like,
I'm
now-
not talking
now
about that.
They're
Yeah, but keep going.
they're questioning people that are citizens, which is Hassan, citizens, some stupid ass questions. Which actually, I'm gonna be in Spain in a few weeks, and I'm wondering if when I come back, despite me
Yep.
having a citizenship, will I get also like
Yeah, dude, you're
No.
technically a political dissident. You
No.
might be fucked.
exactly?
Yeah,
I got
or-
this typical
or
drink.
Do you
I
know
was
how
gonna
many
say,
people
you
travel
piss
in
me
and out of
off, otherwise
America
I'm gonna
every
call
day?
Stephen Miller, be like, hey,
You're gonna
get
call
this guy.
Stephen Miller?
Dude,
You're
Miller's
gonna do that? Gonna
fuck this
piss me
guy.
off?
I can't say the word that
I've
I'm supposed
never,
to say on
JP, you know
YouTube.
what's funny? I'm actually interested in pissing you off because I've never seen you pissed off, and I'm actually curious how you look.
I'm always pissed off. That's the key.
That's
My
you're the
secret captain.
Yeah.
I'm always angry.
No, but I think that's a ridiculous fear. It's just like the fear of like possibly a piece of snow or something falling on your head
I
walking
don't
down
know,
the
dude.
street.
Somebody
because
got
it's on-
like a random person got detained over like texts they've made about
A
Trump.
ra-
But my
a
thing about
random
that is,
person.
like, no, it was when I say a random person, I mean like this person isn't like famous for anything. But I don't know. I think he must have had some type of vocal shit on social media to get flagged like that. So I think it's not just because like the way it was reported was like, oh, they saw his text, like they can see your text. But I don't think it's that. I think you end up maybe on a watch list for like your public opinion on social media, and then maybe they look through your phone. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
you don't have to unlock your phone for them.
Yeah, you're like you can
Also,
actually
ICE
basically say,
agents doing like
am I being detained is one thing you can say. Like, am I being detained? Like
Mhm.
ICE
You gotta
agents
be able to
doing
get
regular
identity
clothes,
because
like
you
ICE agents are
Right.
wearing
go-
masks to just disappear people. That's straight up just kidnapping. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
no,
redeeming
no,
qualities to it.
Exactly, because
This-
if
this
they
is
don't
the- this-
identify, then you could just knock them the fuck out and just say,
Right.
hey, he didn't
Yeah.
identify.
If that person refuses
You
to
know.
identify themselves, like you, for all means, you could shoot them. That's what the Second Amendment is for.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not encouraging you to shoot government officers.
Yeah,
by the
exactly.
way.
Not, but
No,
you
I don't-
can
I'm
do it.
encouraging,
Yeah.
but you know, learn to protect yourself, basically.
And these
is
people
what-
aren't identifying themselves in a lot of these situations. and then
Mhm.
the person that's arguing with
I'm
them
just
is
shocked that
getting
hasn't
deported
happened
or
yet.
jailed. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm shocked that hasn't
It's
happened
going to
yet.
happen, man. Like I think the one thing that like okay, we are a little different than what's going on, like what happened in
Deep
Germany in the
into
1940s, because like
politics.
our entire fucking country is so gadded out with guns and shit like that.
Get
That
it
like
out.
we're just so different than that time. But that said, it's not like they're trying. Like I just saw like some government, like I think what was the government building? It was fucking like the FDA or something like that. Already putting up like large posters of
Shit.
Trump in the front. Like this dude's already starting trying to do like his cult of personality, and now he got bribed with like a huge fucking boat now, or not boat, sorry, plane. The whole plane situation that's going on right now. So he wants a plane
Yeah.
for Qatar. Well, no, Qatar or Saudi Arabia. Where was it? I think it was Qatar. They're giving him a boat, a plane. He wants to keep it. He's all mad that people are saying what the fuck, and now people are rightfully saying that. Gabe is about to throw up. It looks like. Like, are you okay,
Yeah,
man?
I
Like,
should
what
have
the
not
fuck did I drink?
expected. I should not have expected anything more from a $5 sake. Like I should not have expected it.
You know how you're supposed to drink sake though. You're supposed to drink it very like smooth, calm. Actually, is it the one that's supposed to be?
I said, where do you
I'm
see
sure
ice?
somewhere you
I
can.
said, where?
Did you not
I
play
said-
Ghost of the Tsushima? Did they have
I
ice in Ghost of
said,
Tsushima?
where do you see ice? That's what I said. Fake news, guys. Fake news. There's no ice here.
Anyway, yeah, we're in a
I don't know
fucking
how you do this
downturn of
uncontrollably.
fascism, and this shit sucks. And
Oh
God is
my
still playing
God.
Gran Turismo.
Things do suck, but I disagree that is as bad as you guys say it is. But let's keep moving. Unless you got, oh my, I don't want the three-way attack again, cause fuck you guys.
The
You guys, you guys attack like Power Rangers. You guys like shut, and then get in your damn.
That's one thing they do in driving.
And
You
then
gotta do better at listening and taking turns and talking, because like at the end of podcast when we get drunk, we kind of all yell at each other, and
that
the
shit's
whole
hilarious.
appeal.
that's
well,
kind of
that's
That's
the
how,
appeal.
yeah.
he said that's the whole
Last 20
appeal.
minutes is like it's just like a scream fest. I'm just like, what the
Good.
fuck?
I
No,
actually
no,
Best
actually
clip. That's
well,
clip farming.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I definitely didn't clip when we got really drunk, but I actually was not drunk at that time, and I was noticing the talk back that was going on. Granted,
The talk
when
back.
the alcohol flies, that is when we do get a little bit heated, though. So, but I think that
Yeah.
is the appeal. I think that's
even
why
Like I
that
said,
night,
that,
but I
it does
drank
make sense.
spikes a
Yeah.
little
High
at the
noons.
time.
Yeah.
I've been having a
Yeah.
pretty good day. It'd be pretty hard for you to get me heated today, so you guys are good.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We could just talk about whatever, and we get heated no
Ugh.
matter what. Alcohol brings it out.
I did
Alcohol.
want to talk about the
I had a lazy ass day though.
the-
But anyway, go ahead.
there was a conversation I had with the David Hogg thing, because
Oh, the DNC vice
it-
chair thing. Yeah.
so it like I've had discussions with other people, and there's this immediate reaction when a white man says something not lockstep with the Democratic Party. They all of a sudden become a racist and misogynist, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And I'm like, he didn't say anything racist or misogynist. He just defended white men for like a brief second. Not really defended them, but said, hey, we have abandoned them in our party by not helping them economically.
Wait,
And
white men?
That is why they're. Well, so it's I don't know if he said white men, but he said men in his age range, and people implied that it meant just white men. But he never said white men. He said, young people like Gen Z Yadu over here.
Oh.
And a reason why they're going to Trump is because they feel economically left out, and they don't
What?
have an identity,
So go to the billionaire, right? That makes sense.
and
Wait,
that's why
wait.
they're going to the billionaire.
Hold on. Just before I forget about that, though, like, is this the reason why so suddenly I'm hearing all these people talking about like, oh, young kids now learn to like, hate themselves, so that's why like this is bad messaging or some shit like that. Is this what started
Oh,
that
So
too?
I
It-
think you're
it's-
talking. Keep going.
So
Okay.
it's leading to the whole theory that I keep bringing up. It's It's what I call the extinction burst of the patriarchy, where men
Oh.
don't know what their identity is if they can't be these, you know, head of household, strong people. You know, because I feel like feminism is taking that from them when it's not. It's they don't know what to identify as if they are no longer the powerful force, you know.
Right.
And so
I
it's
mean,
like,
they're
what are they
learned.
now?
Right. They're learned like, oh, they are the power and all that stuff, and that's not so much the
Yeah.
case anymore in modern
Exactly.
things. So, but the problem is like the pushback from that, which you're right, it is like the final burst or the burst from a dying breed, which is the patriarchy. The pushback from that is just like ridiculous cockboy. Actually, Gabe just sent me something today. Yeah, like
Oh
those
yeah.
two British
With the
women.
British, yeah.
Two British
They're-
women that really don't like they don't envision anything outside of their life, their established the status quo, right? So when they're talking about, oh, colonialism was actually good because it brought universities, it brought money, it brought that, and then you're like thinking to yourself, these idiots did not fucking ask themselves, why is that good? Like, they didn't bring education. Like, what does that mean? They didn't bring education. Like, are you not imagining like
Yeah.
a world like, let's say if the like if the British Empire, which is the largest empire, you know, if that didn't rule, does that necessarily mean what the Arabs didn't have education? The you know
Even
the
though I invented math and
Mongolians,
language.
the Chinese, yeah. I mean, fucking algebra,
All the
algebra,
libraries in Africa that
Middle
got
East.
fucking burnt to ash.
right?
Yeah.
Math,
Yeah.
algebra came from the Arabic like nations, right?
No, they were totally ignorant on like how they're not the center of the world. You know, that's
It's crazy, and they're like,
They-
money is like, okay. And the other thing is like money,
Money?
is that, like, you know, you could just see something like Star Trek.
we
Just watch
invented
Star
money.
Trek. Gene Roddenberry came in, and Gene Roddenberry was just like, imagine a world that currency doesn't exist anymore. They evolved away from money and the use of money. That is Star Trek essentially, right? Like, they can't imagine that shit. They're like so stuck in their stupid like, oh, we got the iPhone. You don't want the iPhone anymore? Like, imagine, what if we actually had something better? You know?
No.
Like, what if we didn't live this timeline, we live another one? Like, you can't just automatically assume that
Also,
somehow another culture's like if they controlled it would have been worse than what
I'm
we have right
curious
now.
if
Yeah.
those people talking about that are religious, because
I don't,
They
it
probably
was- it was-
absolutely
it was
are.
religion
They're
from
probably
the equation
It's an Instagram reel
completely.
that he gave me. Yeah.
Huh?
It was
Are
an
they?
Instagram reel that Gabe gave me with these two British women.
I said to
don't
Yadi
know.
I
Did you
bet
right there?
they're religious, and I bet they wouldn't want to acknowledge the fact that all these technological advancements that they're claiming is the result of colonization, they wouldn't want to acknowledge the fact that secularism
secularism.
is the whole reason for a lot of technological advancements. And if religion is removed from the equation, we would have advanced exponentially much sooner.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know the problem with that though, or with that argument, is that, and especially with like right-wing commentators and stuff like that, a lot of these right-wing commentators from like the early internet were like atheists, you know, like the Amazing Atheists, if anybody fucking remembers that asshole, right? Like, you had these guys that were basically trying to be like, oh, we don't believe in God, blah 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 blah, but then they go into this right-wing pipeline without even needing to be religious though. You know, they just needed to be misogynist, racist, believe in like Western civilization, completely ignoring religion too. That was actually their biggest thing, right? So like they found a way to like still give a right-wing pipeline without bringing in the religion. But of course, there is a lot of religious undertones in the end about that. So we blow ourselves up faster if religion wasn't around. Oh shit. So we blow ourselves up faster if religion wasn't around. Damn, we got a spicy take from chat.
I don't-
right there.
I don't know. But religion has
Religion
always
is
been
pretty much
around, so I don't
reason.
know.
Of most disputes, religion and land.
Yeah.
You know, it's like resources. And religion is used to divide people.
Yeah, I think, but I think we would
I think
I
it's
think we would replace it though
worth
with something
noting
else.
that
So
when I talk about secularism, and the reason it was the cause for advancement technologically is because when you establish secularism, you have people worrying less about the afterlife and thinking,
Worrying
because
about the now
remember, yeah,
and the
before
future.
secularism and before, I guess, like widespread humanism, you have this concept of people thinking they're stuck where they are in terms of their level in this kind of caste system. But once they get past that and they're not thinking about their afterlife. They're not thinking, okay, well, if I'm still more, I can't level up in reality here in my life, but if I obey these commandments, I'll die and I'll get to a good afterlife. When people kind of stopped worrying about that as much, that's when they started thinking, okay, I can do better for myself in this life.
And
They
they take
didn't
it.
think so much about making their afterlife good as
Yep.
much as they worried about making their current life good. And that was the cause of a lot of progression. That was like one of the things studied in my religion classes in high school.
That's a very
Well, one thing that chat
Very
did
valid.
bring up though, which is would be the counter argument to that, is that humans still think for themselves even without religion, is what the chat directly said, right?
Yeah,
Which,
morality doesn't come from
yes,
religion. Morality created religion.
yes, actually
Uh,
that's perfect. That's perfect what you said.
Yeah.
Morality did create religion. Now the only issue
think
is
so?
that whether religion came
100%.
in, yeah,
What do you
whether
think came
religion
first?
came in,
Man or
oh,
religion? Or I should
oh
say
yeah,
man. Humans or religion? Humans.
humans, of
So
course.
When you
that
say
morality
man, I
that risen.
assume humans. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Don't need to be so. Don't sew it all up, okay? No, I get.
You want to be exact with you, Gabe, because sometimes we have to be exact with you when we talk.
I
to you.
get. No, you
Regardless,
don't. You don't have to be
though,
exact.
regardless though, like I understand what Chad is saying. Like even without religion, like where else were we gonna be? Because like we can't assume that suddenly we're gonna be like all peaceful and all that stuff. It's true. Like
Yeah.
they are saying the truth
Yeah.
about
I
that.
mean, religion is not the sole reason of violence. It's like I said, there's land disputes, resources. I think
Right.
resources is really the main thing.
No, that works
It's
both
No.
ways.
in
I'm not
groups and
saying
out
a
groups
land
where
without religion is some type of like uh utopia where no one kills each other. Religion serves its purpose in a sense of like building community, but a lot of times that community is to unite against another community. But
Yep.
the idea that we'd be more or less moral without it, that's the question. I mean, I know one of my religion teachers in high school. This guy had like a PhD in religion, and he considers himself to be a moral man because he adheres to his religion. But he said like if he didn't have his religion, he would like live lawlessly, he would like murder, he would steal. And I was like, okay, well, if all that's stopping you is your fear of hell, you're not a good person.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't believe in God. I
I
don't
would agree
believe that
with
I'm
that.
going to hell or anything, and I still
Yeah.
manage not to kill people or murder people or steal from
Well,
people.
that's actually the
You
other
mean
thing
just
though.
today, right? You mean you did earlier, like the day before, I'm messing with you.
But no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I get the idea, but like, I also don't feel like the fear of God really stops anybody from being a bad person. Because like, if you're a sociopath, you're a sociopath, no matter what. And despite you learning about morality, quote unquote, from religion, you will still do these mental gymnastics to just assume that what you're doing is right. Which, to be honest, even people that are very religious will do these mental gymnastics to justify who they vote for, or what they do, or why they believe in a way that they do believe, or why they're so selfish on what they do, so like, I mean goddamn, like the Ku Klux Klan was still technically religious. They hated Catholics. They only wanted good Protestant white people, right? Protestants, God-loving Protestants, right?
I just got a New York Times
But
article that
completely
says it's not just a feeling. Data shows boys and young men are falling behind.
Mm-hmm.
Teenagers say boys are more disruptive in school. Women are outpacing men in college attendance. Men's labor force participation has declined.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am seeing
this
this a lot.
answers-
I'd have a lot of unemployed, like,
it's-
out of school friends.
Yeah, and it goes to what like David Hogg was saying is like he's being approached by a lot of other men his age saying that they're feeling left behind because it's like I don't know the reasons for it. I don't know the answers for it. But
Well,
when they're not getting approached or when they're not being listened to, they automatically pretty much go to the right wing because they'll take them and they'll manipulate them and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
No,
And
that's
so
100%.
that's why, you know.
No, that's 100% true what you're saying, JP. But you know what's one thing
Yeah.
that actually now that I remembered actually, and maybe this is just more anecdotal evidence or something like that. But I did notice that like all the
Probably
news that
is.
happened with the David Hogg thing and Reddit,
Yeah.
the people that were defending the DNC essentially for what their decision was, every single one of them was just talking about the fact that David Hogg's like anti-gun stance is what they were going at.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were attacking. That the fact that he was like incredibly anti-gun, that you're not going to win elections that way. It's like
Yeah, but
first
he
off,
he wants to
motherfucker, you're not even winning
challenge
elections
people.
anyway. Yeah, he wants to challenge
But
me, but
no.
like motherfucker, you're not even winning elections anyway. So what the fuck?
He actually, I mean, he won the DNC election. He won vice chair.
Who did?
Well,
It's a
no,
big
they're
fucking
talking-
election.
They're talking about general
And
election. That's
He
what
we're
we're
also-
talking
I mean,
about.
he also ran, you know, like
Who's
he's
he?
also back candidates that have won. David Hogg.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Okay.
And so, like,
yeah, David Hogg was a survivor of what was the shooting? Parkland.
in Florida, Parkland, yeah.
Parkland,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
the
And
Parkland
so,
shooting.
yeah,
Yeah, he was the one that actually was harassed by that fucking
Marjorie Taylor Greene, the crazy
yeah, the what was it? The
psycho
bad
bitch.
psycho bitch. What do they call it? Bad built
Marjorie
blonde
Taylor
bitch.
Greene. Yeah,
Badly built
But-
blonde
and-
bitch. Is that what Crockett said
So-
to her?
yeah.
I love
So
what
they're
Crockett
not
said.
really going after him for the gun rights thing. I think they're backtracking because they're realizing that they were going after him for being anti-establishment and anti. So he's
Oh.
going after Democrats.
But that's because
that are
Democrats
in
haven't
multiple
realized that
seats.
like Democrats haven't
So they
realized that
backtracked.
their base is becoming increasingly more leftist
Aggressive.
and less
Yeah.
liberal, and Democrats are still trying to play both sides on issues that the base that would be voting for them doesn't want to play both sides on.
I don't think that's a good
100%.
thing.
I had so many friends and even relatives too that were like more centrist and stuff like that, and like even
Well,
them
this
are now
moderate
starting
stance
to, like,
Democrats have taken on
left,
immigration,
basically.
especially in the past year, to try to win over Trump defectors, but it just didn't
Christ.
work.
There was no
Yeah,
such.
it was-
the
it
list
was too
changes
small.
did not
Way
exist.
too
No,
small.
there were
Changes were
Trump,
very
there were
fucking
Trump
small.
defectors, but they just didn't vote. They didn't want to vote for the Democratic Party. They just didn't vote. They didn't.
They just-
the Democrats didn't realize that Democratic defectors were more likely to go and like actually vote third party and like kind of just fuck
Yeah.
up the whole
And
system. and then,
honestly, they didn't even vote for a party. Most of them just didn't straight up didn't fucking vote. And they
Yeah,
also
there were a lot
lost
of people who
they
didn't
lost a lot of Latinos too. But that the
I think there
Latino
was
thing
like
was a little
8 million
different
less
problem,
votes
though.
this election cycle, something like that. Or
Yes,
so it's like a whole
yes.
lot
I
of
think,
people.
well, at least in the people my age, the guys that not necessarily guys, but like some of the people I knew who didn't want to vote for,
The genocide, basically.
well, no, not even that. Like
It's
some
like,
of them
okay.
just straight
Not
up didn't
even
want to
that.
vote for a woman. Remember, I went to St.
Oh
Charles,
yeah, that's true.
and they were like, I had a couple friends who liked RFK, not because
Yeah.
they knew anything about him, but they were just like, oh well, I don't really like Trump either, but RFK, you know, I didn't even take the time to Google him, but I bet he's a good choice.
Yeah,
Some of my
that's so
friends
bad.
are literally the definition of like
Jesus.
uneducated liberals. Like
Yeah.
they like to think they're very liberal, but they don't actually take the time to like learn anything. One of my friends in particular that Gabe has met, kid kind of can suck sometimes. He was like, oh well, Biden's being super weak on this Israel issue, so I'm gonna vote for RFK. I was like, RFK is vocally even more so Zionist than Biden. That's not really a.
Yeah.
You're just
you know,
taking another old
was
white guy who's
nonsensical.
Zionist who just
And
hates
who's
the
who
vaccines.
was swimming in feces infested
he-
waters.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking
Yes,
idiot.
it was
And then I saw he
literally-
got pressed. He got pressed today about the measles
Yeah.
vaccine, and he said, "I don't think anyone should take my advice
yeah,
on medicine."
you should take my medical advice.
Brother,
is what
that's
he
your
said.
job.
You're the leader of the HHS. Yeah, exactly, motherfucker. That's your job. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? And what's funny though, he's prone to so many Freudian slips. he had that Freudian slip one time with Trump right next to him, basically saying that, literally saying to Trump's face, "Oh, you took
Oh yeah.
you took
You took money from
pharmaceutical
the
money.
pharmaceutical
Oh,
company.
but you don't get bought," he said, right? Like,
You
like
don't
he
get bought.
caught
Yeah.
himself. The fucking brainworm. I feel like the brainworm was the progressive, and then himself was
Yeah,
just
right.
like trying to
Wait,
stop
no,
the
I got it.
brainworm from
Shut
telling
the
him
worm
like
off.
the
Shut the
truth.
worm off.
Shut the worm off. Shut the worm off. Yeah. God, that dude is such a fucking. Oh God. What the fuck,
And
man? RFK, my fucking ass. No,
I mean
man.
the
I mean,
entire. It's like.
look. Here's the thing.
I
Like,
can understand why Gabe is actually doesn't think bad shit's gonna happen, and it's mostly because of how incompetent they are.
No, it's because of the
Um,
checks and balances of our government.
but there is
Yeah.
no checks
I
and
know,
balances.
but
What checks and balances?
That's
Yeah,
a
you
wild
keep saying
thing to
that-
say. That's a
that-
wild thing to say. That's
no,
a
no, no,
wild
no.
thing to
Checks and
say.
balances is kind of like a term
There's
you
been-
just throw out all the time.
No, because it's true. It's just the way of our governments
no.
have worked for the last
So
hundreds
the
of
Weimar
years.
Republic had checks and balances, and then Hitler came in and just got rid of them all. I mean, they were
It-
democratic as
they
well.
were they weren't like America. First,
They were
Hitler-
actually stricter.
Hitler
They were
wasn't-
actually-
Hitler was an Austrian man. He convinced Germany it would not happen in those places. There would not a Spanish man can go to Italy and convince them, let's
What-
go do these attacks.
What does that have to do with
Man.
anything?
Yeah. What
No,
does that got to do with
because
anything?
he brought up Hitler. He brought up Hitler. He brought up the Hitler situation.
Yeah, but what does that got to do
Yeah,
with?
but the point
with-
is, a dictator will
Hitler's-
do what a dictator wants to do.
Yeah.
But
The point
we
is
don't
that
have a dictator.
somebody-
That's a wild thing to say. We don't have a dictator. That's not what we have.
Oh,
That's
oh,
not what's
buddy.
happening
Can you put
right
out
now.
Trump, Trump
buddy.
2028 merch already?
Yeah.
He can say these things. He can try to say it's not going to happen. It's just not.
A lot of things that we said
So-
weren't going to happen
so-
happened though.
Like at Gabe,
A lot of things
before
also
it
said that
go,
he said
you
a lot of things he said was going to happen also
American
didn't happen.
Citizens wouldn't get deported, and they happen.
That's not necessarily true. This how many American citizens been deported? 2? 3?
It doesn't matter. You said none.
Are one of them underage, a child? Are we talking about? And then the other one is what?
One of the child. One of them this just happened today. But somebody
what happened
was going
today?
On tour to the Europe. So somebody was going on tour to Europe, and they got detained and deported.
Oh, yeah.
So they're
Because they were traveling
go-
to Europe on tour because they were in some band, and there's also been. It doesn't matter if they get deported or not. The fact that they're detained is an issue.
No,
because-
it matters if you get deported. You can be detained. I'm black. We've been detained. We detained all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
Like that.
it's
That's
good.
Detained by ICE without probable cause.
no. The Democrat in office, Republican in office, detaining
Yeah, bro.
has been a problem forever.
Bro,
okay.
bro.
That's
like,
that.
why,
So
why
the
do you
fact that
keep,
it was a
why do you keep
problem
arguing the
doesn't
status
mean
quo?
it-
Here's,
Yeah, they want to
exactly.
remove habeas
habeas corpus.
Habeas
Yeah,
corpus,
habeas
yeah.
corpus.
I just don't understand your logic though sometimes, because sometimes it's like, oh, it's status quo, therefore okay. It's like,
No, is
like,
that
that's
what
the
I
whole
said?
point. We're-
Is that what I
we're not
said?
gonna go to status
I'm
quo.
saying like, what are
That's
the
what you-
alarms here?
that's what you're
What are the?
saying.
Well, no, it's
Black
not what I'm
people get
saying.
detained.
That's not what I'm
Black people
saying.
get detained,
I'm
but
saying
you're
like what alarms are you turning on for me? That's what I'm saying. What
do you
new
mean,
alarms?
It's like we already have American citizens being detained. We already got
Because if they
American
can do
citizens
it
being
to
deported.
if they can do it to an American citizen for this reason, they can do it to an American citizen for another reason.
And bro, you know what's the
That would
other
be a lot.
crazy
Okay,
thing? Remember,
Okay,
we're only like
they can pretty much take a Photoshop image of your hand and put MS-13 on it and put you away in a prison.
you're MS-13, yeah, and then it just like
And
say
so
that.
that's an issue, man. It's like,
Yeah.
That-
I'm talking from as a privileged white guy. I'm saying this as a way to help you, not as
Okay,
a way
let's
to
see your
hurt
tattoos
you.
right now. Let's see your tattoos.
You know,
Yeah, let's see your tattoo. Oh, that's
Those could be Trende Aragua tattoos. We don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You know,
Right, so
You
We're
realize
not
there's a
doing this
point
to scare
system,
people,
and
we're-
just having tattoos is part of that point system?
so the point of scaring people now, if you want to say it that way, is to prevent it from getting worse. It's not to like say, hey, he's Hitler. It's to say, this is what happened at this point
Oh,
of time.
yeah.
We need to stop it now before it gets to this point.
Oh
And
yeah.
if
Using
we
words
keep-
like
if we keep
immigration
saying-
and
But how much?
you know,
But how much?
textbook nationalism Nazi shit.
But how much actual under Trump? How much power of direction of Trump did that really happen? Like, is Trump making a call? They're calling back to the
Oh, no.
president.
It
Trump-
doesn't
Hey, we
matter
have
if
this
it's Trump,
person
it's his
detained.
administration, Project 2025 administration. The
Trump
thing that
is
he
just
tried
signing
to...
shit that he's being told to
Yeah,
sign.
Trump
I
is
don't know
just
what the fuck.
saying
The
shit,
only thing that
dude.
Trump is actively involved in is tariffs.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is
Exactly.
It's not
fucking
him who's the threat. It's his
it-
administration. The people that the 2020 Project 2025 shit that he like tried to distance himself during the campaign because people weren't super on board with that is the people he brought directly in.
Yeah.
By the
So
way,
he-
what chat just said, real quick. What chat just said. Do you have any pictures of yourself with a Chicago Bulls hat?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You're
Why?
from Chicago.
Well, and
Apparently
so,
that's
like,
the team too.
Trump surrounds himself with people that tell him yes. And so that's what makes him dangerous, is that the people that are telling him yes are the people that want him to do all this Project 2025 white supremacist shit.
Mm-hmm.
The Stephen Millers of
And-
the world.
Yeah. And the people that have morals and backbone tell him no, and they get removed. And so he is setting himself up to people that are constantly going to move him to the further right of where Hitler is or was. Not saying he'll be Hitler. Like, I'm not saying that. We're using that as a signpost to say, oh shit, you should pay attention now because this is where it happened.
Textbook Hitler
You know?
shit.
Yeah.
Using words
And-
like invasion of immigrants is textbook Nazi shit. That's
Yeah,
nationalism.
it's using code words for things, and people get like it's not like we're not saying he's Hitler. We're saying that pay attention. This happened before. Stop it now.
Germans
That's all
Germans
we're
are
saying.
like the #1 people telling us right now, hey, you guys gotta watch out.
Yeah. yeah.
And they
It's like,
put
You
it
guys
on
see Charlie
they
Kirk
put
shit
it
where
on
he had
the
a
list.
he had a German person come up to one of his weird ass college debate stages, and he said, "I'm German," and Charlie Kirk said, "Deutschland über alles."
I'm
Which
just
is,
not sold. I'm not sold, guys.
You're never gonna be
Alright,
sold,
you
dude.
know,
You're
That's
never
not
gonna be
true.
sold until it happens to you. I mean, that's what I feel
Hey,
like.
No,
sold on what?
yeah.
That, like, what is
I'm-
it that you're not sold on?
That the world is on fire. That's what you guys are describing.
No, we're not saying the world is on fire. You're changing the argument.
Y'all do
We're
saying that.
saying,
Jorge
You
saying
are.
that.
America's on fire.
Yeah,
well, for
I mean,
him,
every,
But-
every
for him
time
it
been
is,
on
because,
fire.
Yeah, Yado's in a situation where his generation can't get jobs. The world is literally it is burning, and you have a president in
Dude, we
charge.
can't
who
save
doesn't give a
money.
shit
We
about
can't
it.
retire. My generation will work until we're dead.
Yeah.
So we're in
I
a
don't
very
know.
privileged position. We survived the Great Recession, and we made it out of it in a way. And out of that,
By the way,
things-
You guys know those fucking idiots, right?
Peanut
the
butter
value
jelly?
taint
Sounds like a
shits.
great one.
Yeah. That guy basically automatically switches. First, during the tariffs, he like IG's, oh, high key, like Trump is actually really smart. And I wanted to like respond to that, but I didn't. I let it go. And then now
Yeah.
he's focused on like the executive order that Trump did about lowering drug prices, which is not going to fucking happen. Like, especially because it's a distraction because Congress right now with Mike Johnson wants to cut Medicaid, you know? So now he's making an executive order, which is not going to happen, to cut drug prices, but at the same time, Congress is going to cut Medicaid. And what I love the fact that most of the news is talking about what Congress is going to do than his dumbass executive order. But people like him will only listen to dumbasses like the valuetainment dipshits, basically telling him, "Oh, this is the good thing that's happening," you know?
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
morons. But those are the people
Well,
they're willfully ignorant because they're listening to these type of people that are making them see like everything's okay, guys. We're great. We're an awesome country. No, nothing to fear. It's so much easier to just believe that things are not going bad. But the problem is that things are going bad, and that's where you start regressing. You start thinking, how do we make things better for our world? But because you don't think everything's bad, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying the hypothetical, the
In
person
general term, yeah.
doesn't in general terms.
No, but I don't think everything's
I don't
bad
think
right
that
now.
sounds bad. If they don't think something's bad,
Okay. Well, everything. Like,
they'll
what do
just
you think is
believe,
bad
like,
right now?
don't do
Actually,
anything.
let's hear what Gabe thinks is bad and what is good.
Alright.
What is bad? Like abnormally bad or just normally bad? Like
Like in
Like
your
bad things are
opinion,
bad, good things are good. What's bad?
no. Okay, what's been persistently like bad? Obviously, we still have crime. We still have
That's actually
poverty.
on a decrease.
We have
Yeah.
it can be on a decrease all I want, but it's still a thing. Okay,
Yeah.
we still have poverty. We still have we have a wider gap than ever in class and socioeconomic status. Uh, we have
Yep.
so that's probably the biggest issue is the
It's
unequal
interesting that you're
exchange.
the biggest capitalist here, and you just named like 3 direct like products of rampant capitalism.
No. Yeah, I am the biggest capitalism, and these are bad things of capitalism. Absolutely, yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
what
Biggest
is
capitalism.
what is your fix for these issues?
The fix for these issues.
If you were emperor of the country,
Solution.
If you were the emperor of Earth,
You know
what
what?
would you do?
If I was the emperor of Earth,
I would not ban porn. That's the
there,
first thing I would do.
you can't be a good emperor of Earth and be a good person. You cannot do it. You would have to do.
well, if you came up with policy ideas, we'll down.
They'd be bad.
policy
They won't be
ideas.
good. They won't be good. The
Your policy ideas won't be good.
no, they won't be. They won't be morally right. Okay, they won't be as comfortable as it is now because we would have to do like very forceful things to make some of these things better. Some of these
Why?
some of these
Why,
ideas would be
though?
What?
some of these ideas would be communistic. Some of these ideas would be socialistic, and
Why are you
Communistic.
associating that with necessarily being morally bad?
it is
Yeah.
morally
Yeah.
bad because you just
why
stealing
is it?
from one person to give. The reason it's an unequal exchange is because there's a mass and abundance of resources in one place, and there's a lack thereof. There's austerity in another place. The only way to really make this unequal exchange even is to forcefully take from this other place. Or
But hold
and
on, let me stop you there.
so
Let
you're
me-
talking
hold
about-
on, hold
you're
on,
talking
hold on.
about
Can I talk
Decreasing
for a
wealth
second?
Yeah,
is
let-
fair
I'll-
by
I'll-
using
JP.
taxation.
So
Let JP,
you
let
came-
JP, yeah.
you came with a big assumption there right from the beginning that the mass of wealth wasn't already stolen in the first place.
it is stolen in
You
the first place.
assumed. So then you're
Well, the
just
origin, the
for
or, the
justice, economic justice.
no, because
You are.
it's
Because
kind of
if
hard
it
to
was stolen in
say.
the first place, which you just admitted. If it was
It-
stolen in the first place, then.
But how many years ago,
economic
JP? How
justice.
many years ago can we go back of stolen?
Oh, we can
how
do it right now,
many-
right this fucking minute.
How many
You don't have
years?
to go back any. You don't have to go back a year. You go back a second. Every second of every capitalist's life, your hard work is being taken from you to give to a capitalist.
But
That is the design of capitalism.
yeah, but that's not the problem I'm talking about. The everyone should be working. Everyone should be progressing towards something. Are we all doing meaningful things? No, we're not all doing meaningful things. Some
Yeah,
of us are
that-
some of us are just feeding the pockets, like literally feeding the pockets of very ultra wealthy people. And that's the people who actually get the biggest crumbs of all the other crumbs. You know, the people who feed the wealthiest people in the world. But what I'm suggesting is for one of my big policies that I feel comfortable sharing is that it would put a lot more importance on education. It would be a total educational rehaul. Our school
with that.
systems don't
Depending on what it
compete
is.
with India. It would fail out a lot. It would be like kind of like, you know, obviously it'd be like a period of time where kids have to adjust. Like, okay, if you're in 6th grade now, you know, you're not gonna be forced to like, hey, you got to catch up because actually you're 3 grades behind in this new system that I'm creating. But you know, there'll be a way to kind of like ease those people in. These people are not going to be the best version. The best version that goes through this school system, this educational system that reform would be maybe 20 years from now. So I think
Yeah.
like that's where my main focus would be in education. It would also be in mental health. we need to find a way to repurpose. What's funny
Sorry,
about that?
chat. No,
this is
chat.
good.
No,
This
no,
is a great monologue. I love
no,
it.
no. It's not what you said. It's what chat just said.
Oh.
Jennifer
Kevin
McMahon is
going
gonna
to
fix it.
McMahon, yeah.
No,
That's what
but
made me laugh. Sorry.
my big position, is that
Free folding chairs for all.
I would make a political party called the STEM Party, and this party would be ran specifically by folks who have STEM backgrounds. It would be
So it's gonna be a
scientific.
tech bros.
You're gonna have a bunch of loser
It's gonna be
Not
tech
tech,
bros.
not
It's gonna be a
tech
bunch of
bros.
tech bros that
You
don't do
guys-
anything besides what they're doing, dude.
That's not
We've
true.
been
That's not
before,
true.
bro.
We need.
We've been
No, we have
there
not.
before.
We have never
Have you
been
seen-
there. We have
Do you
never
listen to
been.
Stream,
The
man?
government has never been ran by STEM-minded people. That is incorrect.
Oh, I
The-
agree.
like-
It's just been paid for by them.
The
Are you
government.
fucking with me, Gabe, right now?
I'm not
Do you
fucking
know what
with you.
fucking Doge is? The whole fucking Doge situation that's going on right now.
He like
That's
we've all agreed. No.
That's
no,
tech
no.
bros.
That's
Elon Musk.
that's
the most
one.
tech
That's
bro you
one.
can get. But
No,
by
it's
the
not
way,
the most
I
tech
still-
bro. That's not the
I
most tech bro.
still.
I want to say this
He's
because I went to elementary and middle school in a different time period, and when I was there, they've been pushing out STEM majors since maybe like 5 years before I started elementary school. They started doing coding and shit, and that's why you have this overpopulation of like comp
Yeah,
sci
there's
kids
100%
because they all
correct.
went
No.
like, huh?
That's.
Yep.
Why are
They all
you
went,
late?
like, coding route? They all went computer science route,
either
and
way,
now you have a bunch
look.
of them becoming incels because they can't get jobs and they want to blame
can't get
women
their
for
jobs.
those
Who?
jobs.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Oh,
here's
yeah.
the other
No,
thing.
that's
Going
crazy.
back to it, like I still want to go back to the fact that's like, why do you think it's immoral? Again, JP said a lot of this stuff was stolen. Like, I would not mind taking fucking money out of Elon Musk. 'Cause that dude doesn't do fucking shit whatsoever. He really doesn't.
That's probably
Besides
not true.
ruining people's
That's
lives,
probably not
right?
true.
That is
He-
incredibly
He
true.
he
Oh,
spends
right.
he spends a lot of hours
True.
working on ruining people's lives. You can't do both. You can't do
No,
nothing
he's
and
spending
harm
hours
people.
doing ketamine and playing video games.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
brags
that way,
about it.
that way.
And
No,
Yeah,
he's
they
I
don't
trying to
spend
rip
hours
out
doing
the world
anything. They
with
just
kids.
slash random shit. They don't really
But
put time into it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. 1,000%.
I don't know. I can't say that. I can't come to
I
that
would do
conclusion.
what one person. I think some person said I would make being a billionaire illegal, 100%. Because like,
No, here's what you do.
once you make it $100 million,
You
honestly,
make
I would
you
make it
fucking
illegal,
more
but
money.
I think things have to be proportional if you're gonna be that wealthy. Like, taxes need to be proportional. Like, they're not paying their
Yeah.
fair pay in taxes.
100% they're
Stuff
not.
like-
No.
Okay, take for example, you have Jeff Bezos, and he had his mansion like redone, and he parked all his cars like on the street, and he just ate the fines because he could. The local
Yeah.
government there should have the right to be like, yo, give us fucking $13 million for these
Yeah.
fucking parking tickets. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it
No.
should be like if you're
you
poor,
should be getting
you
the
get a
same
parking
$10,
ticket, you should
like
be able to get it
$50 ticket that like the average
no
person
ticket.
who's working 2 jobs is
'Cause you
getting.
fucked
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Look, I'm going to the extreme thing. There should not be billionaires. Once you're making like 999 million, like you're making more money than you need for the rest of your
So
life.
yeah,
100%.
and on top of that, like
I-
not even a
I-
billion, like say 100 million, like you should just get a car from the government that says congratulations. you
No.
won."
Yeah, you
Yeah,
finished
basically.
capitalism. You finished
Exactly.
capitalism.
You finished
Mm.
it.
Listen, here's your retirement. Go live in Hawaii or wherever the fuck you want to go,
Yeah.
right? But again, it goes back to the whole thing. Like I think when we ask
I
you,
don't know
are you
if
going to be
that's right.
the emperor of the world? You become the emperor of the world. And you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? Like none of the things that we were even talking about taking from someone that is or a nation. or
No,
a group
stealing
of
is
people
always bad.
more-
Stealing
it's
is
not
always
stealing. You're the emperor of the world. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
bad.
Okay,
It's stealing.
that's not stealing, especially because they
No.
stole at the beginning. But you're basically saying,
That
one,
doesn't-
this is
we-
unearned.
How
This is
far back
unearned
in the
wealth.
beginning are we going though? That's what I'm saying.
So like,
It's
there's a difference
infinite.
between
You
stealing and
okay.
justice. Like if
Yeah.
I walk up to Jorge
Oh.
and took $200 from him,
Yeah.
and like 100 years later, his kids come to me and be like, "Hey, remember the $100? Can I get that back?" You know, Jorge wasn't able to get it back from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that's
not
true.
stealing. That's justice.
No,
dude,
you
it's
did.
the same thing.
You know?
Remember the reparations that are happening for a lot of like black families that are ancestors of slaves. The reparations. Do you think that's a bad thing? I think it's a good thing. Go
No,
ahead.
I don't think. I don't think
Just
reparations.
because
You
laws
think
don't
it's
exist to
stealing?
prevent stealing now like what we define stealing, what we define economic proper behavior,
No.
it doesn't equate it to stealing. It's called justice. It's saying, hey, we gotta correct a wrong,
No, but
and that's what justice is about.
I'm
It's about
telling you,
restoring the rights, the
our
wrongs, the
our
wrongs that
ideas
make it
of
right,
justice
you know?
are different. That you can't hold a grudge. Like when if that's the case,
grudge.
It's not a
No, no, no.
grudge.
There's no
It's-
grudge. It's affecting us right now. There's no grudge. It's happening us right now.
You're saying things that we're not saying.
Happening
We're not
to
holding a
us?
grudge.
no. But I'm saying is that how far back can one go to say this is you started this fight? Now with the whole slavery thing, yeah, that's well documented.
You're going to a whole
That-
different thing that we're not talking about right now. We're just talking about economic justice. We're not talking about going down hundreds of years. We're just saying
But
okay,
where
you
would you
have
go?
all these-
Describe economic justice in modern time.
economic justice is about finding a way to measure worth and productivity and having that distributed in that equal way instead of having it be to,
So you don't think
how
our
much
system
capital
already
I own.
naturally does that?
Oh, it definitely does
Some
not.
does not do that.
Jorge, you might have to cut my video for.
I don't know.
Past
What would you do?
36. Never mind. I don't think.
Because
yeah.
merit doesn't
You can't
exist
cut
in this
videos. You have to cut your own.
world. It's all about who you know and like how psychopathic you are. Because
Well, no.
I don't do
That's
anything
totally
technically
true.
wrong.
There.
I hope not.
I
wasn't
think
even
I
paying
think
attention
there.
to you.
I think some merit does exist. We've had.
well, some
But-
merit exists. You know, yeah. I mean, the existence of merit doesn't mean that merit is also the product of like who succeeds. Like
Yeah.
merit exists. So, like, how much does merit actually contribute to somebody getting a promotion or a raise or a job, etc.? It could be 1%, it could be 99%. You know, and putting that number into some kind of percent is not what we're deciding here. What we're
the
trying
world
to
you're
set is-
describing,
yeah.
a pure meritocracy would need to be ran by machines that are unbiased. There was no way
Machines
humans
that are
could
unbiased,
run.
yeah.
There is no way humans can do that. We're not built
Where
that
are we?
way.
Where are we going with that?
We're not
where is
built-
that line of-
I can see where
Yeah.
you're going with it. You know,
No,
it's
no,
like-
no.
I
I'm
don't.
telling because you don't see things, Jorge. Because I'm
don't see
letting
things.
I'm communicating very clearly as to how
Okay.
as human beings we are biased. We have our biases. We all do. We
Yeah,
all
we
have
all have our flaws,
our
yeah,
chips on
exactly.
our shoulders about certain things. There's some things that I'm like, I can just see it playing out. It just wouldn't work well. Like that's why I said my idea saying we would have to take from these families. We'd also have to kill them. You know, like they would come back. They would want revenge. People that we take from, it would just continue the cycle of taking and stealing from one another. No one's gonna just let you steal from them.
I'm sorry. What is the difference between what you're doing and a machine would do? Have you not fucking watched Terminator?
No,
Yeah, dude, if we leave it up to a
no.
machine,
Excuse
that's
me,
like how do
everything you're
Terminator,
saying, a machine
Age of
would do
Ultron. Let's
something.
like, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
machines. I'd be like, how do we make
Seriously,
Earth better?
if we want to
Fucking
go that
kill
route, that's what I'm
humans.
saying. That's what I'm saying. What your argument
So-
is saying, like, there's no way going there. Like, a machine would also be like, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and kill all these people and take their money. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. There's no morals for me. I'm a machine. So I don't. Where's your argument? I don't
Machine
understand that
has even
argument.
less
I think
empathy
you
than a human being.
missed it. No, I think you missed it.
Exactly.
We're not talking about
So
empathy.
I
We're
think
talking about
Gabe
a
is thinking
system.
about a machine that won't kill people, that will just
Machine that
automatically
won't kill
divide
people,
things
okay.
up.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, but then
Won't
what?
see humans as the virus that we might be.
No, hold on.
And-
No. Hold on. Wait. In a machine that will not kill people, but will automatically divide it. Again, why can't you just do it?
Because
humans-
we're gonna be. Because you're saying. Well, his point we were
He's saying
talking
there's implicit
about.
bias somewhere in there. Like,
There's
you know,
implicit bias. I'm gonna be totally biased. There's some people in my mind. They can.
Okay, so
they
that-
can
it's
be.
a-
They
it's a
can.
you
They
problem,
undeserved it.
basically.
It's all of us
no,
problem.
it's
That's.
not- no, it's a human
It's
problem.
all of
I
us
agree with Gabe there.
problem. It's a all of
Like,
us
to say that
problem.
you don't have a bias means that you do have a bias.
It's crazy
No,
to
because
think that.
it goes back. No, dude. Here's the thing. The reason why it doesn't matter about machine and stuff like that. We got
It
machines right now
does.
that are like that still have biases. Why
We're
do they
not
have
talking
biases?
about
Because
real
they're creators.
machines.
Because
We're
they're
not talking.
creators,
We're talking
bro.
about a perfect.
It's-
We're not
Like,
talking
shit
about.
on Elon.
Leave the
Gronk is
box.
right now talking about white genocide. By the way,
Leave,
why is
leave,
that?
Yeah, Gronk
leave
likes
the
Elon Musk.
leave the box of this reality. We were discussing some improbable outcomes of this perfect utopia. The only way this perfect utopia exists if it's not ran by humans. That's the only way.
So that brings up the,
Even-
the whole
even
Matrix
Ch- even
dilemma,
Ch-
where
agrees with
Matrix
me, by the way.
created a perfect dilemma. They created paradise for people, and they rejected it because
What? Oh, the Matrix.
yeah,
The paradise. I know they rejected
they
exactly.
created paradise
No,
when they
no, no, no.
rejected it. Because
I think that's the theme of Terminator. Like, well, I don't know the whole story, like what happens with those robots or why they were killing people, but I know that they were.
No, the Terminator was killing people. There was no paradise.
Oh.
Like Terminator
Yeah.
was straight killing people.
That-
They
No,
just
but
want to
it's just
eliminate
like-
humans.
they made a
if you never-
simulation that
Yeah,
gave
you've never seen
humans-
Terminator 1 or 2. You should see Terminator.
I
1
saw
or 2.
them. I saw them. I just
Best
don't. I
movies.
don't
Yeah,
remember.
they're
It's been a
great.
while.
No. Real quick though, with the Matrix though, there was like, I think Enter the Matrix or one of those or Matrix Revolutions
Yeah,
actually.
Matrix. Oh.
Yeah, Matrix, but also like Matrix Revolution or something, which is talking about like humans that like say, no, I want to stay in paradise. So it wasn't so much like humans were rejecting it. They were just basically saying, not just humans, but programs too. Programs were also basically saying like, we're just living comfortably. It's fine, you know? And that's mostly, and I mean, dude, I think we'll go into like a whole rabbit hole, quote unquote, about that because the Wachowskis were kind of like made Reloaded and Revolutions kind of a counter to the original movie. And then the fourth one was also a bigger counter to the original movie as well. Yeah. So like because
I'm one of the few
they
people that appreciates all the movies for what they did because it was like
Which one,
they
The
were
Matrix?
made for purpose. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't improve. You could not improve on the first Matrix. They were all doomed to fail after that
Yeah.
because
no, I
that
agree
first
with
one
you
was
there.
so good.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep that.
The action improved.
You know. Yeah, the action was amazing.
The
Yeah.
action
Because
improved.
actually-
Like Matrix 2 had the best fighting scenes. Matrix 2
Reloaded?
had,
All the
yeah.
Smiths.
Yeah,
and
the
that one scene where he had the pole.
yeah, that was
So
amazing. That was amazing. Yadu hasn't even
I'm gonna-
seen these movies. He doesn't
sorry,
even
I'm
know.
gonna-
He hasn't
I'm
seen them.
gonna have a hot
Yadu.
take. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
have a
God,
hot take
Yadu.
here. I'm sorry.
You
Here
gotta
comes
come
a
to my
hot
house
take
and watch
now.
Matrix on my TV, dude. Because we
My
have
dad
our.
tried to make me watch it like
Oh my
last
gosh.
summer,
I'm
but I don't
I'm
remember
gonna-
why I didn't.
sorry, guys.
I'm
I got
gonna tape your eyes open.
unpopular. I'm gonna have a hot take here, but like the action scenes of the Matrix did not age well. I'm gonna say right
Okay, you know what? Let's
That's a
Well,
hot
let's
take.
bring
more
up this
CGI,
conversation
which
we
Yeah.
were having
I
yesterday.
get it.
He's a contrarian on
JP.
like pop culture for some reason. I don't
JP,
know. why.
have you seen
Yeah.
He's a hipster.
Tenet?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Tenet. I
Tenet.
love that movie.
Boo. That movie fucking sucked, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
makes you watch-
contrarian on pop
Time
culture.
travel content.
Fucking
he-
stupid.
Have you seen
No,
Dark on
Hey, with the
come
bad guy,
on.
keep
No, I want to
Come
see that. I've heard so
on.
many good things
Netflix? Watch
about it.
Dark on Netflix. It's so good.
Okay.
Holy
And Jorge,
fuck.
Jorge thought it was only good for one season.
liked the beginning of Dark. I didn't like when it started getting like really like just.
As soon as it
convoluted.
became too complicated, Jorge didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as it getting too
As,
complicated, right?
as
no.
soon as he's like, oh, too much lore,
Like,
too much
good
lore.
time travel.
Exactly
Good
like
time
Stranger
travel
Things.
should be confusing.
Like Stranger Things. It's not about time travel. They use the fucking side timeline bullshit. But no, what I'm saying is that just like Stranger Things, once you got rid of the mystery of it and they had to explain it, that's when things unravel. It was the same with Lost. Lost was also like, now we gotta like explain it, and it was just like, all right, cool, whatever.
Tenet's-
Like you
Tenet's time
lost how
travel
good
makes
it was,
so much
basically.
sense because it's like
It's-
everything is
dude,
happening
dude,
at
dude,
once.
dude. You guys
There's
did
no
not listen
jumping
to
back. You have to
you-
move through
you did
time
not-
either
yeah, I
way.
did. Bro, you did not
Tenet
listen
was
to the
awesome.
reason why I did not like Tenet. I did not like Tenet because one, the acting made no fucking sense. The acting was bad. Secondly,
The acting was
story
bad?
itself didn't make sense.
Kenneth,
Yes.
what's his name?
The
Kenneth
acting was
Branagh?
bad. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
remember they had
That's
they
crazy.
had production. They had no. There's a reason for that too because they
Yeah,
also had
Branagh,
production
he's
issues
amazing.
because of COVID, right?
That's
Yeah,
true.
no.
Well, I think
They opened the
it
theaters.
also, yeah,
A lot
they
of
opened
things were
during
rushed.
COVID
A lot of
because
things were rushed.
Christopher
Again,
Nolan, like,
But the problem with Tenet is that Tenet straight up exposed Christopher Nolan's problems with cinematography sometimes, because Christopher Nolan does not edit very fucking well at all.
What?
The Dark Knight movies I told you showed how bad it was, the cinematography, especially when you compare something like Mad Max and how beautiful that was, like letting you guide the viewer to see where the action is. The problem with Tenet was just a fucking jumble mess every fucking action scene, especially the last part. Who the fuck were they fighting? You never saw the enemy. They were just shooting random fucking things, and you never see it. Like, you don't know who the fuck are these army of this bad guy.
Again.
Who the fuck this bad guy is? Like, seriously, no. Get fucked.
It's
like, why did he keep his wife? Why did he keep his wife around when his wife was literally trying to kill him when trying to unhook him from the boat, and you still keep him around? What the fuck was that all about? Like,
there's a lot of. I feel like there's more movies where they have.
You know what's funny?
Like
You know what's funny? Everything I talked about had nothing to do with the timeline thing. The timeline thing I thought was the neatest part about it. It's everything about not the timeline that ruined the movie for me. That movie was stupid. Terrible movie. Sorry. I like the music, though. I did like the music. That's it. That's the only thing I liked.
Most critics disagree with you. I disagree with you, and I want you just to know that.
I'm sorry.
Did Ludwig Göransson do that one?
I don't
Yes.
fucking care.
Yes.
I hated that movie.
No,
That
the
movie was
sound.
so bad.
My biggest complaint about.
Christopher Nolan, man. I like Christopher Nolan.
All right,
I
let's
understand
change
he
to a
doesn't
different
have
sci-fi.
cinematography.
What do you guys think about Fifth Element?
I
Oh,
love
that
The
movie
Fifth
was
Element.
good.
I love
Yeah.
The Fifth Element.
Okay, we agree on
That movie.
Yeah,
That movie
yeah.
probably doesn't age well, though. That movie probably doesn't age well.
No,
Oh, that
that's-
ages well.
That surprisingly ages
I
well.
need.
Because,
I need
you
to
know why?
rewatch
Because-
it.
Yeah, no, rewatch it right now. Like, the reason is because it doesn't take itself seriously and it just has that style. It does age very
Aziz
well.
Light.
Yeah, and also,
Yeah.
what was his name? Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Oh
his
my,
best
his
role.
role there was, oh my gosh,
love
like,
it.
it was
I
so
love
out of
his role.
character
His
for him,
best
and it
role
was
is
just like-
crazy. That's not. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wait,
Rush Hour is his
we're
best role.
heading to a future where, like the Creator movie, competing countries, AI fighting resources. No,
Yeah.
you
Creator
know-
was
do you-
underrated, I think.
I didn't
don't
see
think
that
enough
one.
People saw that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
you
see
guys want to talk about that new movie you guys just saw? Fuck.
it. I saw Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Oh, Sinners.
Yes,
Sinners is
okay.
fucking incredible.
haven't
If you haven't
seen
seen
it yet,
Sinners, go
but-
watch Sinners.
I saw
okay.
Thunderbolt.
Watch it in the theater. No, watch it in the theater. 100%.
Dude,
You
it
gotta go to
crashed
the
the
theater.
IMAX site. My
Yeah.
buddy Patrick got to see it on IMAX today, and he put it off for
Yeah.
a while. He texted me. He just goes, "Holy bangers of banger," or
Dude,
banger
dude,
of bangers.
Straight up. No, like it's I couldn't see it in the
Movie of the year,
Dolby
easily.
scene and stuff like that because Thunderbolts took over, unfortunately, for those theaters.
They just
I
brought
heard
it back.
Thunderbolts was
They're
actually
good,
Just brought it
though.
back to IMAX.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it again just to see it
I
in
saw
Dolby
it 3
Atmos.
times in theaters.
Fucking love the music. The music in Sinners was the best part of all.
That's
I
again
love
Ludwig,
the
yeah.
music.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, really?
So good. So good.
It was more
actually,
music.
the
It was more
theater-
singing and shit in it than I thought it would be.
Sorry. I do want to. Well, sorry. Real quick. Backtrack. Real quick. Do you know what the whole countries competing AI fighting resources? You guys ever heard of the short story "I have no mouth but I must scream"?
Yes,
You know
I
of it.
have.
No,
I
no,
do.
no.
That
Something
was
to do
like
with
old,
AIs.
kinda, or at least for me.
It's well old for you. I think it came out like 1980s, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, but it
Um,
got made into it. Wasn't it a short story? Then it got made into a game.
Previous.
It was
20%,
yes. It was it was a short story that was made into a video game that with the same name. I have no mouth. I'm not pretty, but or I must scream.
It's like horror.
It's a horror movie, but it's like the most like one of the most like just insidious things. Like it's an AI that literally killed all of humanity except keeping 5 around just to torture them, right? Because
Oof.
all it has is hate.
Therefore,
hate,
I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's all about just hate, and like the horror
Like
of humanity. and why
humanity
this
for
AI
creating it.
Right, exactly. And then it was basically an AI, and there was different AIs. One that was made from
Oh
China,
my
one made from
God.
Britain too. Like, it's a
Horrible news,
crazy,
guys.
it's a crazy thing. Well, what happened?
Horrible news.
What up?
Just like new academic standards in Oklahoma, which is one of the fucking stupidest states ever.
Oh shit.
They-
Oh, I talk about the election results.
Like they have to, students have to learn,
Oh.
like teach, like find discrepancies of
about that earlier.
2020 election results. What?
Are you
Yes.
serious?
What?
They elected a governor that is a mega nut job.
They are so brainwashed.
Also, like, if the election is rigged, like, it's rigged, but Trump still won. I don't get it. Like,
yeah, no.
Oklahoma
I know.
education
No, they're talking about the
standards say
2021.
it's supposed to-
They-
no,
they-
I know, but they're
One.
maintaining that like some secret society has
Yeah.
control over the elections, and yet Trump managed to win twice. Like that, how does that?
Yeah,
Make
Yeah, that's-
exactly.
that's
and
fucking
if the
stupid.
Democrats were that effective, they wouldn't lose.
Yeah, right. We would have.
So the
Well,
whole
Democrats right
logical
now.
fallacy just falls apart.
It's so
just
stupid,
like-
man. I'm sorry. I'm
like-
sorry for.
I wish Democrats were that good.
Dude,
Sorry
I
for the-
wish you know who I can't stand? Alyssa Slotkin. I
Uh,
fucking can't stand Alyssa
Was-
Slotkin.
oh.
Yeah.
I can't stand what's her name from Young Turks.
Oh, Anna
Right.
Kasparian.
Yeah, she's so like.
She lost. No, all of the Young Turks
She
sank.
lost me.
All
Yeah,
those
they
guys.
lost her a
They,
while
they
ago.
all lost the plot. No, they became right wing now. They're
They
straight up
did,
right
yeah.
wing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost their audience too.
And-
I'm glad Hassan basically did say, yeah, my uncle, whatever. It's his uncle essentially, right? But like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, regardless. Anyway, let's go back. Sorry, I derailed it. But Sinners,
Yep.
yes, 100%. Everybody should watch Sinners. I loved it. You guys were right for telling me. I didn't want to watch it, not so because I didn't think it was going to be a bad movie. I just don't like horror movies. Like, I'm
It's
going to
not
say
It
that
wasn't
horror.
a horror movie.
It wasn't- it
My
wasn't-
parents
that's what
don't
I'm
like
saying.
horror movies either, and they walked out of it and they're like, "Oh, that wasn't really horrific."
No,
Yeah.
I did.
That's good to know.
You know what's
Good
funny?
to-
Like,
good to know.
first,
Then I can have my wife watch it. Okay.
oh,
Yeah, it's not
the
scary.
The first few minutes though do have a few jump scares, and that's the
Yeah.
part. Zarya watched it with me, and Zarya was like this. She's like, I'm not gonna like this movie. This was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. And both me and
No.
Zarya came out of it saying this movie was awesome, fucking awesome, right?
Great.
So like both of us don't like horror movies. That's why
Okay.
we avoid it. But I
Yeah.
100% like there is some jump scares here and there, but most of the movie isn't, and most of the movie is just a flat out great movie. I honestly thought the movie didn't really need the vampires, to be honest. Like I actually enjoyed the movie.
Mhm.
No, I'm not saying that that was bad when they did that. I'm just saying that I actually could have done with just not the vampires too, and it would have just been a
Just the-
good movie for me. Yeah, serious.
So, speaking of
It was, like,
vampires,
half the movie at that point, though. No.
I don't know why this
No,
brought
the
me.
vampires were like the last third, I think.
What,
Oh
what do you
yeah,
think
if you
The
like
Last of Us
just have
casting
like,
of-
I don't want to spoil it for JP.
Yeah, don't spoil it for JP. But I think most
Yeah,
of the
I'm
movie
gonna
was
try
just
to get
incredibly
Juliet
solid.
to watch it. Yeah.
No, definitely, you got to do
Just
it
tell
now.
her it's
before we get
historical
out of theater,
fiction. It's
man.
not even horror. Like,
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
again,
not.
like the first jump scares were basically at the very beginning, and they're
yeah, one
they're
of them's a
not, like-
snake.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't like jump scares, I'll just let you know. Like when they're gonna go into a truck and the kid's gonna open up and there's a snake. That's like one of the biggest jump scares I would say. So I'm telling you right now, so you can anticipate that.
That's,
and then
that's
the
the
other
only
ones-
one.
No, well, no.
There's
in the
another
beginning-
one.
No, in the
but-
beginning there was a jump scares that when the character, the main character, is essentially
alert.
like getting small flashbacks. It's not spoiler alert. It's literally the first
Oh,
5
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
of the movie. Yeah, there's like small flashbacks
That's
of
part
what
of the movie
happens.
too. So.
Still spoilers.
Those were the jump scares.
I
Those
know,
were the-
exactly.
But
It's still a
don't look
spoiler.
in- don't
The
look
things
into
people
deep-
say.
I think they
So-
do a good job of showing, like in those flashbacks, they show you what happens, but they don't.
Yeah.
You can't draw any
Why is
conclusions
everyone in
about the plot
Japan?
from it.
Yeah, no, for real,
Dude,
for
right.
real. But like,
I got like 10 friends in Japan right now. Like, what's
Yeah,
going
no,
on?
my unemployed
that's funny.
homeboy somehow managed to scrounge together a fare to go to
Unemployed
Japan.
homeboy.
nice.
Yeah. No, no,
you,
because
you got your
Dude, you
homeboys.
guys want to go to
unemployed or
Japan?
unemployed.
Just go to Japan right now. Let's go to July.
well, no, I was pissed because I was out and I
July?
was
How
like,
much
yo,
is
let's
that
go to
gonna
this
be?
thing on the 25th. and
I
he was
love this
like-
setup, by the way. Shh.
He's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be in Japan, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay,
you
hold on,
had me
hold-
spot you for lunch last week.
hold on. All right, we do have to stop the stream. We're actually way past
Oh,
our
shit,
time,
yeah,
by the
we're
way.
15
Yeah.
minutes
Yeah.
over.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We did
Holy
go a little
cow.
bit far. Thank you, Chai Stab Crew. Let's say Bourbon Night,
Shout
Rick
out,
Roll
shout
for
out.
contributing. Shout out to our chat over here. You guys did great. More of that next week. We'll be back. I think all 4 of us will be back next week. Or was Yadu missing next week?
No, we're all,
Yeah.
we're all there.
I'll be
The
back.
21st. We're both the 21st.
I'm
We're all okay. Okay, cool. We're all here.
I'll be
Uh,
here for May, but June I'll be gone a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty
We
much
don't know if we're gonna have a
vacation.
guest. Yeah. we
No,
don't
we're
know
gonna
yet.
have Teresa Carter, so let me talk about her real
Oh,
quick. I think that's a good
there
way
we
to
go.
end the So I met her back in like 2010ish. I was running Go Local Chicago. She was running the Local Tourist, and it was a very popular website for Chicagoans to figure out what to do in Chicago as a local tourist. And it was amazing. So I was running for her and running blogs for all the different places I was going to. And then from that, she kickstarted into becoming a traveling writer where she would just travel across the country and write about all the places she went to. And she became a best-selling author from doing that. And so
Nice.
I think interviewing her, and she also had a battle with cancer that I think she'll want to talk about too, because I think that's a big part of her identity. And so, yeah.
Mhm. As it should
Cool.
be.
Cool.
That's
So
a
that's who and then the guest
powerful
following that, I'm
feat.
hoping to get somebody that used to work for NBC Sports, Comcast Sports Nets back in when Jordan was the man. So I might have this
That's gonna be
person lined
interesting.
up. So we'll see. I can't say the person's name yet because I don't have them guaranteed yet, but I'm hoping.
Cool. Real quick. Yadu, speak in your mic.
Yeah, what's good?
Okay. JP, speak.
Speaking.
All right. JP, I'm gonna give you my mic. All right. It's basically the
that
same
really?
mic that Yadu use. Yeah, I'll give you
Oh,
the
shit.
mic.
Okay.
I'm not even using it. I'll give it to you. Let's
Yeah.
let's have lunch. Let's have lunch. Actually, I'll
Yeah,
be in
this
the
week.
office tomorrow.
Well, I got still battling COVID, so I'm
Sorry,
staying
you're
home
still
this whole week so I
COVID.
don't get people sick. So
All right, next week. Let's meet
Yeah.
up next week then.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, guys. Topical drinks. Thank you guys for so much for joining us. You know what, Gabe, you have the last word.
I think where folks may judge my thoughts is that I can see my flaw is that I can't come to the conclusion just yet. I don't want to just jump on one side yet. It takes a while. But I think this is the better way to live. I believe this is the better way to live. Jumping to a conclusion, they're the bad or we're the good. That's not the right way, guys. I think just give yourself some time to breathe, think through things through slowly, and of course anticipate the worst. But just live in reality, okay? Don't be too emotional. But thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a good one. Topical Drinks is done. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, stream
I'm
stop.
gonna go get
Wait.
a beer.
My